Hey there, good day to all of you. Good Tuesday, in fact. Um, I don't know where Chris is. I hope he's okay. He went to that doctor's appointment yesterday, and he had to wait around a while, so I don't know. I think I saw him playing around the Discord last night, so I assumed he made it home. So anyway, maybe we'll get to hear about that today. I have not checked the news yet. Let's see. If Chris were a homemade cookie, what type of cookie would he be and why? I don't know. I don't really know my cookies. I don't eat cookies. What are the options? And if you care to expand on why or why not dunk them in coffee. Well, I don't want them in my coffee because I want it to taste like coffee. I think I would offer him on a platter and people could dunk him if they wanted to. But I myself would probably not dunk him in the coffee. And I don't know what kind of cookie. Like what were those little cheap, like at Bible school you got them with Kool-Aid? They were like little sugar cookie thins. They come in black and brown and vanilla, chocolate and vanilla, I guess. Maybe that kind of cookie. I don't know. Probably a Little Debbie oatmeal pie, maybe. I don't know. You're really asking me the hard questions. And guess what? We can ask him ourselves. He's here. What kind of cookie would you be? I was struggling with this one because I don't know cookies. I don't really know cookies.
Yeah, I
Pepper
mean,
Farm. Is that a cookie?
Pepperidge Farm? It's a brand. I mean, what kind of cookie would I be? I don't know. I know what kind of cookies I like. I don't know how to compare myself to a cookie, really, I guess, when I think about it. But
Well, welcome back. What's the news? How did it go?
it's nothing. I broke a rib again.
You threw up again?
I broke a rib again, so on the other side.
Oh my
I've
god.
broken a rib. Yeah. I didn't
So
even really do much.
you have to just let it sit like the last one and just not do anything?
Yep. They gave me some pain pills, that's about it. Some Tylenol 3. It's okay. All the ENT did was set up diagnostic tests for the future in like 2 months. So
Well,
that part was pretty disappointing.
so just more hoops. And then you see
Yeah.
those Social Security doctors at some point.
Yeah, sometime in the near future,
Hey,
supposedly.
Jeff. Welcome. Dog Jeff.
Could be 6 months from now.
Well, at least you're in the queue, like the process. You're in the machine.
I suppose, Frank, if I was a homemade cookie, what can I don't even know. I was gonna say maybe I do like pecan sandies quite a bit, but I don't think you can make those at home. So I don't even know. That's a microdose sort of question there, right? That's true. Like, yeah, if I was actually, had the ability to microdose, that would probably be a lot much easier question to answer.
I can tell you one thing about cookies. The Arm & Hammer baking soda, the recipe on the box, if you follow it, because I used to do this as a kid, and I still do it when I need to make cookies. It will make the best chocolate chip cookies you've ever had. And that's what I use. That's like the only cookie I can make. I can make it perfectly. I can make really good chocolate chip cookies, even though I don't eat them, because I follow that recipe on the Arm & Hammer box. So if you want good cookies, there's your secret.
And yeah, and I apologize, Flo said, I didn't realize you said macrodose. Yeah, I'm honestly not that awake yet.
So, like, you don't have anything. There's nothing else to tell. Just more waiting on test.
Yep.
Dang.
Everything they did for the ENT was all like external ear stuff. Even though like I went there explicitly for inner ear problems, like they did a bunch of hearing tests and stuff like that. Which, I mean,
did they do it? Did they talk to you about the crystals or tests for the crystals?
That's what I asked about specifically several times, and they said like I guess we're supposed to. That's one that they scheduled for 2 months from now. So,
Oh, so that's one of the things they're gonna check. Okay, good.
but 2 months from now instead of like I don't know why we didn't do it yesterday, but
I know. Like, how many more ribs is that while you wait?
yeah. I mean, I'm genuinely concerned I'm gonna fall and like break my neck or something. But
I am too. Not like watching you. The little bit I've seen you go through it. I am too. I love that hoodie, by the way.
oh, thank you. I can't even remember what this
It's
is.
definitely your
Yeah,
color.
I've had it for a while.
I don't know. There would not be any cookies in my utopia.
You just like cookies that much, huh?
I mean, I don't eat it. It would just be a way. Like for my personal utopia, it would be a
Oh, you're
waste to
personally
figure
utopia.
out the logistics of getting cookies in when I don't even eat them. People can
Yeah,
bring their own cookies.
I was thinking more like if this was Jeff Land, like it was just like just you.
There would be no
uh,
cookies in Jeff. Like, don't
Yeah,
come over to my
yeah.
house and think you're finding cookies because you're not. You have to bring your own. So yeah, there would be no cookies.
And honestly, I probably I do typically have cookies in the house, but if it weren't for Lindsay, and the kids, I wouldn't really keep cookies around. I'm not a big sweets person either. There's a
Not
couple of candies I like, and the ones I like are weird, and I don't understand like why I like them. Like it's like I'm more like fascinated with the taste of them, like these these little like Laffy Taffy bites that are like that have like a crunchy candy shell on them, and I don't even necessarily like the way they taste, but something about the
Wait,
taste of them
taffy
like
with a shell? That sounds
it sounds
incredibly
weird. It doesn't.
like
I'm
texturally
not even
gross.
sure. I haven't eaten them in a long time. I used to get them. I don't think they sell them anymore, but like I used to get them because they had like this taste that like I kept trying to figure out what they tasted like, and it was like driving me crazy. So I kept eating them, trying to figure out what they tasted like. And, like I don't know if I could say I liked them, but I was fascinated with them.
Oh Lord.
I don't even know. Like I was really cookies and Talcott and Kool-Aid. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
We
I've
we
never
need.
made a wheat cookie. I had I had a roommate that made some chocolate chip cookies and didn't tell me they were wheat cookies, and I ate a whole one. You were supposed to eat a quarter. That was a dose, and I just thought it
Mm.
was cookies. I saw them in the fridge, and I ate a whole one. And I had a job interview that next morning too. And like a few hours later, I could feel it kicking in.
Oh yeah,
And
I told you about my Rice Krispie treat story before, and like that. Yeah, that was and
yeah, like when
yeah,
you don't know, and then like hours later, you're suddenly tripping or high.
it wasn't even that I was high. I mean, yes, I was high, but it wasn't like enjoyable. It was the most frustrating experience of my life. I was so high, my brain couldn't work anymore. I couldn't remember. I would literally. This is the whole evening. I couldn't sleep either. It was like it had both me and Lindsay like we were wired and we couldn't speak to each other. Like we were both kept trying to say things and we'd both be like, and then you just go in this loop in your head of trying to figure out what you're trying to say, and then oh no, I forgot what I was going to say, and it was like do this like for like you just loop in your head for like this whole time for an entire night. I mean, it felt like it lasted forever too. I hated it. I hated it. Oh god, it was like I and the previous time I'd eaten a brownie before, an edible brownie that wasn't made before like they made way before that shit got so like fucking uber strong with weed, and that was fine. I mean, like that was just like it was just like actually that was like the best experience I probably had with marijuana in terms of like the high of it and everything. I felt good physically. I was like it was like kind of a happy.
Edibles hit differently too.
Yeah, but it was I just ate one brownie too. I didn't overdo it. But I have a friend of my, but my one of my good friends at the time, Mark. He didn't he kind of was just like he was just kind of he was like brownies and he ate like three really fast and we're like no Mark no and he got and he had been a former
Damn, he shoved down three
yeah
brownies
he
before
did
y'all could
not
stop him.
yeah
That's a
before we could
pig.
tell you that there was weed in them and they weren't that strong but they were strong and he had been a former weed smoker that had kind of stopped and like and so like his tolerance was like not very high so he went straight from being like just like normal Mark to being like to thinking like literally he had like a nervous breakdown that night. He thought he was in the Matrix. He thought everyone was fake. It was like we laugh about it now, and I can laugh about it now. But at the time, he was very upset about it, which I understand. But like but we didn't tell him. We didn't like say, "Hey, Mark, come get a brownie. I promise I don't have weed in them." They were just sitting there on the counter, and he had just gotten home, and like he had just got home from work. We didn't have time to tell him yet, like what the thing was, and he'd eaten three of them before we even like knew he was there. Like it wasn't like we weren't trying to trick him or anything, but yeah, he quit pot after that for I think for a long time. But anyway, hey everybody in the chat, like yeah, I mean you guys have been like consistently there for us
Dude,
lately.
he's
I'm
my
so happy.
co-host. He wouldn't be the one kicking me. And I think Chris I don't think he's no frills at all. I think he comes with plenty of frills. I complimented him on his hoodie just now, today. He got the shades. The chesties are back, by the way.
Yeah.
I was pricing shades at the Walgreens the other day. Because mine broke. And I walked by the little stand. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
wait, I need some streaming shades. Let me check these out. I didn't see any that I liked.
Seriously, like I tried to like not wear the shades the other day, and like these lights I have set up now, it literally hurts my eyes. Like these shades are the only. I mean, at first I didn't start doing it for that reason, but then now that I've been doing it, I can't use these lights without the shades
Without
because
the
like
shades.
it makes my eyes start getting like tired and like it was like after the stream and I was sitting here and I forgot to turn the lights off and took the shades off and I was sitting here and like after like I don't know like 20 minutes because I was trying to figure out how to make something install on the computer that wouldn't work. And anyway, that doesn't matter. Anyway, but like my eyes started watering
Chris
and just like
was?
getting really tired.
Yeah,
Oh,
I guess
but I speak really fast about everything, Auntie.
I guess it hit differently when it was about drugs. This is the Hunter
I
S.
guess so.
Thompson stream today.
Chuck, I don't think I can go back to Talcott.
What happened on Talcott? I saw him on Flows. That's the last time I followed anything related to him. I think the drama seems to be ebbing and flowing, but it does ebb.
Yeah, I'm done with it all already. I try and like I wasn't trying to be involved in drama with iFi. I was honestly trying to communicate with him like about how I felt like his whole cabin in the woods thing conflicted with his overall like opinions about Christianity and stuff like that, and he didn't engage with that at all. So, and then and I guess everybody wants to be all nice to him, but like I think like the as far as I heard on the show yesterday, he came on and pretty much after you started talking to him, he was like, "Well, I could destroy everyone here," and like that kind of shit.
I did not hear him say like. You'd have to show me the.
You didn't hear him say. You didn't hear him say that.
No, find the clips. I'll know what you're talking about.
I will find that.
Because that's how this drama is happening. People are like distorting the littlest things into this narrative.
I went back and listened to it a second time because of the fact that I wanted to make sure that's what he said. So like I am very sure that's what he said.
Play it then. I'll have to see the context.
I know. I'm going to. I'm gonna get. I just gotta pull up that stream. It was fairly early on. I mean, I was at the hospital, so I couldn't like. That's the reason why I had to rewind it. I was watching behind the whole time because every time I would start watching it, it would get doctors would come in. I have to turn it off and try to pick it back up. But let's see here. So wherever iFi came on,
I was like, dude, it was after he proclaimed to be really for the right. What he's always been. He came in here from the right wing, proclaiming it. He's always been like that. Didn't come as a surprise. That part I knew it was right wing. I think How was he going to destroy us from a bunker in the woods? I don't know. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about iFi. The Starlink seems to be working.
To be fair,
because he's been on Discord all day.
To be fair, I don't think he meant destroy us like in a physical way or like in a bomb way or something like that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. That's how this drama is happening because people are taking little things and distorting them and magnifying them to create narratives.
No, I don't think that's. I didn't even think that's what he meant at all. All I was saying about what he was meant is that he was being like a fucking dick, saying like oh I could he was saying he could intellectually destroy us all. He knew how to dismantle every single viewpoint we had,
Yeah, but
and yet he
he's
never
tried for
does.
2 weeks. He's tried
I
for
know
2
he
weeks. We've
never
watched
does.
it. So that's
Like
just
exactly.
the delusion. I can't help people's delusions.
No, I know. That's why I'm saying that's what kind of but like that attitude plus delusion is a combination for me that just
He's
makes
like
me.
we found out that he's like so far to the right of Joshua Jones that Joshua Jones looks like a leftist or something like that.
That's what he says. That's what he says. But I
Yeah.
have not heard him say anything like that. That even remotely. He thinks that he is the most conservative person that's ever lived or something. I think he's actually delusional.
Well, he might be. So much
Or
for
he plays one on the
rising
internet.
above the drama.
He could be playing one on the internet. That is true.
I like Flo's nonsense. I'm proud that I help him create some of that nonsense.
I like Flo's nonsense too. I thought about going on there last night,
Yeah,
but
everybody that shows up helps contribute to the nonsense. It's great.
I was too tired for chaos last night. I couldn't deal with it last night.
I went on a little. It was I left when they started talking about sports. I knew I would have nothing to add for any time in the near future. But it was I forgot we talked about before. Oh, Talcott came on and got confronted again by the whole group over and over, like they always do.
Hey MoOse, yeah, what you just said there, that's exactly what I did. That is, I mean, 100%. That's exactly what I did whenever I went on Flo's show with him, and specifically asked him those same questions, and yet um, you thought it was a good back and forth with him. Well, for me, it wasn't. He refused to answer any of my questions. I kept, and he got mad at me too. He turned into Werecott because he was mad because I was engaging with him on totally good faith too. I was not being a dick or a troll at all. I was literally being like, okay, so let's talk about how we could make this happen. Let's seriously, and I was being serious because like I like the idea of a utopia and not really a utopian, but not in the sense of the original term of the original way the term was used. But I like the idea that we could all get along, kind of shit. I mean, I like it. I just don't think it's possible.
Are you
But
talking about me? I don't confront Talcott. They asked me my opinion on They asked each of us if we had anything to say in response to what he said, and I said the same thing I always say. It's a nice vision, but I don't see what the action steps are. Like, give me something concrete and practical that I can link it to. That's realistic.
and you know what? And I think that's something that has to keep happening with Talcott because if not, if he doesn't keep
I
getting
don't. I
confronted with
mean,
that,
his vision is not that different from like John Lennon's in the late '60s and early '70s, and like
which was
Imagine.
bullshit too. But yeah,
Right, but he's not. Jack is no more disturbing to me than John Lennon.
no.
And I don't know. I'm not the one that's drawn to constantly confront Jack. I
Or
think he's charming. I think his vision's benign. I think he's harmless. I don't know why people have the Jack under their skin all the time. Oh,
I
not
think
me.
I think it goes back to what MoOse or whoever was earlier mentioned about the Talcottian Kool-Aid thing, and we all know what it means as someone drinks the Kool-Aid these days. And like I think that
I don't think anyone's drinking. Like I have met very few people that actually buy into what Jack like portrays or want what Jack wants. Very few people. Like I don't think he has any like actual followers that buy what he's saying and hangs on his every word.
Yeah, I'm certainly not one of those. So. Only a gay guy wanting to be Talcott's BFF. Frank's on one today, man. He is in full on troll mode today. I
Oh, the
appreciate
guy
it,
from
man.
New Zealand. Yeah, that's what started it all. And I didn't even watch it. So he was some like no money guy. Don't use money.
Oh yeah, I know MoOse told me that people were on there debating with him about that.
Yeah, about not working and having everything. Like the people with things are just going to share with everybody and divide everything up, and we'll all be happy.
At gunpoint, yeah. That's the only way it's going to happen.
And if anybody wants to hop up, we're open today.
I mean, we're open every day.
And every day, yeah.
So Jack, yeah, NeuroJack, you need to come on here, and I need to know. There you are. I summoned you, and you appeared like instantly. That was amazing.
He
I
did it
said,
happen that quick. Like,
yeah, I know. I said,
he came
NeuroJack
out of a
needs to
puff of
come on
smoke.
right now, and there he was.
There
I
I
was like,
be.
oh,
Yeah.
so
Regarding your question, Chris, I messaged you on it. So, the yeah, I don't know. I just think it's interesting. I went on and questioned Talcott, and then really Lindsay and Machine, and even Tarek, who I don't even really know who that much about the dude. Like they kind of tried to, or I think it was Tarek. It might have been somebody else, but anybody, other people kind of picked up on what I was getting at, and really pushed pretty hard against Talcott and him. But it was like a very friendly, like trying to get to solutions thing, like Chris is talking about. But what I'm saying is, like, I just don't understand why everybody is just like dogpiling him. Not you guys. I'm saying like they act like they need to do an intervention on Talcott every day. It's like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, yeah, he's woefully underprepared for the mechanistic things. Like you said, it's like a John Lennon thing, right? Like, I think that actually what they're talking about is a useful way to frame it as a question, but I think it's a very dangerous thing if they try to promote that without a little bit more.
He's not. Nobody's taking it seriously. He's not promoting anything. Nobody's buying into his hippy dippy love vision.
Well,
nobody's
yeah,
buying into Joshua Jones volcano vision. Nobody's buying into I-Fi's Bunker in the Woods vision. These are
I agree.
Crackpot fringe extremists. Sorry.
But what I'm saying is a lot of naive young and old people, they think that money is the problem. And I think that I understand that, but I think that it's so much deeper of a problem than that. Like, it's kind of like a distraction, right? And
but everything's a distraction with you. From what, though? The takeover of the machine by the elites?
Well,
mind control everybody?
Jeff, I mean, I think you understand a little bit more that I'm not afraid of that stuff. I'm just trying to point out the logical ends of this stuff, right? Like, I'm not hiding in a bunker or something, right?
What specifically is the distraction, and what is it from?
Okay. The fact that it's not, I don't think that it's money that is causing all the evil in the world, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that. I think money is a mechanism that is very efficient. Now, you could question why, what is the efficiency for? That's fair, but I think just saying, well, money in and of itself is a problem is probably not.
You could argue that fiat currency is a problem.
Way to do it.
You could argue
I don't know when money became such a problem. It was never a problem growing up. Everybody seemed to see the benefit of having it.
Well, I'll tell you my impression of it. It's like this is the way I look at it, right? I think that money can only exist if enough people agree that it exists, right? Like if you walk around with a bunch of pieces of paper and you draw a number 1 and a dollar sign on it, and people take it, well, then that is currency, right? But if you if you walk around with gold and nobody will take it, well, then is that money? No, because they don't want the gold. Right? Like it depends on people's perception
to
what money is, right?
50 times. Dang.
Yeah.
That's a metric of something.
Yeah, feel free to come back on if you can, MoOse, because I appreciate your perspective a lot on things. For real.
Wait, what happened?
I don't know who would mod MoOse. Like, who would demod MoOse? He seems like one of the more.
Well, I mean,
level-headed.
Talcott did. Talcott.
You guys don't fully comprehend what's going on. There is.
Oh yeah, you were telling us about the distraction. You're saying Talcott's a distraction?
No. I mean, I don't have a personal problem with Talcott. I think Talcott creates great conversation. So I'm not saying anything bad about him. I'm just saying, I think that the solution in and of itself is. I think that solution is a distraction. But I'm glad that they are willing to listen, and they were good.
What's a distraction from? Like, YouTube's pretty much like TV. It's just flipping channels. What is it a distraction from? Some other
Yeah,
YouTube
yeah,
channel?
and I'm not saying that against them. I'm just saying like the idea is not encompassing enough, in my opinion. But yeah, but what I'm saying is it's just a distraction from a deeper level thing, like what drives what motivates people, right? I think that's kind of the way I would look at it. Like, what motivates people to uh, be in this system and defend it, right? Because, like you said, like people are not really going to buy that because
I can tell you what motivates me to stay in it and defend it. I haven't seen anything better yet.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the best we have.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, capitalism, for its flaws, which there are flaws in it, capitalism has accounted for a lot of things. But the thing is, we're not really living in a capitalistic system purely, but there's an element of capitalism which accounts for something. And I'll tell you a very important piece of it. You have to be able to price things. You have to have some sort of pricing system, right? There has to, you can't just go to the store and everything's free, right? Because people will take advantage of that, steal it, and then hold it for ransom, right? I mean, that's just the way it's going to be. So
even when you decriminalize shoplifting, all you have to do is decriminalize shoplifting in San Francisco. It seems like it's been proof of that.
No, exactly. And
all the videos I've seen of people going to Walgreens and like with trash bags and just filling up trash bags and walking out. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, it's kind of a normal thing though. Like, if there's no repercussions, people are going to do that. I mean, it's not
rocket science.
I mean, it's bad, yes, but it's kind of normal.
I don't know if everybody would do that. Like, there's many people I know that wouldn't just go shoplift from all the stores just because there's no consequences. There's something more to it than just that.
I'm just saying that it's eventually if 90% of the people around you are stealing and you're paying, you're going to feel dumb, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Frank, you're welcome to come up and spice it up with something of your liking.
Well, and I'll tell you about the mod situation too. Like, I don't know anything about MoOse or anything. I'm just saying, like, the reason why people are removing mods, in my opinion, is probably because there's a lot of overlapping concentric groups of people in these YouTube things that are
this I'm interested in. Do you have like a murder board of them? Because this sounds this I could actually kind of believe if I had enough detail.
Well, you don't need to believe it. It's true. I mean, but there's people who are conglomerating in groups and they try to hide who they're affiliated with, and they try to,
like, are you talking about like the Jay Dyer cult people?
Well, I mean, that's an example of what I'm talking about, but I'm not. I mean, do you think that Jay Dyer's cult is over in Calcott's chat? Maybe a couple, but I don't think there's like.
I don't know. Probably. The way y'all talk, they're everywhere.
Well, they kind of are in our little circles. There's definitely some, 100%. For like 100%, there are definitely some.
What do they do? Feedback information.
Well, I'm not sure.
They just try to be trolls. I think that they just troll anybody that's not like on their.
I saw that side. Wilson last night. Did you guys see that some dude like tried to do all this stuff against Andrew Wilson?
Oh, I did see. I watched a little bit trying to see what that was. What's his name? Southern Israelite guy.
Yeah.
Trying to see what the substance was, but nothing ever. It's like he took so long to get to anything significant that it undermined the credibility of the whole thing.
Well, I came in.
You really have something? Just show us.
Well, I came in 20 minutes late and I saw some of it, but really he was doing that as a thing against Dyer more than a thing against Andrew Wilson. But I mean, I don't know about the particular things he was talking about Andrew, and I don't want to start a war with Andrew either, because I don't have a personal issue with him, but I do understand his perspective from about, if you're saying you're an entertainment program, but you're trying to help people, like it's a conflict of interest to a degree, right? Like, I mean, I'm not saying that I agree with it. I'm just saying, like, I understand the perspective.
Are you saying this is what Andrew says?
Well, he tried to. Andrew jumped on it later, and he said, "Well, my show is an entertainment program," and he's like, "Well, but aren't you trying to help Christians get some control politically?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm trying to motivate them to do so." And he's like, "Well, how can it be entertainment and you have a political
An
goal?"
agenda.
Right?
Same way P.F. Young's is a comedy show.
Well, the truth hide political goals.
Wouldn't that make it just a lie though?
It protects his channel. It has nothing to do with reality.
Right. Yeah.
No, I know, and that's the thing is like you can make the
Hang on.
argument both ways for sure.
The what?
You can make the argument both ways that you have to do comedy in order to do a political goal without being so obvious. You also
But
can-
so what? Like even if he's doing a political goal, so what?
Well, yeah, okay. So Joshua Jones is trying to do a political goal. So what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
you-
and so
I
that's
wish
true,
he
though.
should. I'm the one that said he should go do it nationally. He should be on every major news screen saying this stuff because he's damaged. He's doing more damage to his cause than anybody else. So you can see the success rate he's having. Although if him and iFi get together, I worry about the earth quaking a little bit.
I'm not gonna call him iFi until he like mans up. It's still Efi.
For real, right?
Just in
Come on,
case
Cam.
he's lurking.
Come
'cause I
on,
can hear
camera,
him.
and say that shit to me. Just in case that the I-Fi thing is really that he's actually AI. I mean, it's AI-Fi. Honestly, if him being an AI would make a lot more sense than all the things he said. So,
What's going on down south today?
Well, we're getting the we had a slight storm from San Diego came down here, so we got about an hour of rain.
Oh,
Things are kind of slow today.
and it's rained. It's rained here all day yesterday and all today. So, it hasn't been like heavy rain. Just been like it's just been like rainy and misty and stuff like that. But.
Yeah, it's not much is going on. I mean, it's still beautiful out here. The weather's probably like 70 degrees, so it's nice. I'm stuck in a state of confusion, stuck in a loop. I got to make some private calls to Talcott to figure out how to fix that, apparently.
what's going on? There's something about Talcott?
Well, didn't you catch last night when I was asking him? I said, well, what's the first step? You know, and he's
I
like,
asked him this exact.
Well,
same
it did
thing,
come
man.
out that like we're not even the audience for his vision. Like he's like, y'all are not the people that need to hear my message. It's politicians and Congress people. Well, then why are you on the like? Why are you trying to get your message out to people that you acknowledge is not even the right people to carry your message?
right. But did you catch where he said, well, you got to accept it or something like that. And you got to give me a call, like give me a call first. And we could talk about it. And I'm like, but wait, you're a proponent of someone who doesn't believe in like privacy. You're a proponent of no secrets and everything should be out in the open. So why am I going to call you privately to learn about your vision? And then if you can't explain your vision, like I understand I'm not as articulate as you guys in a lot of ways, but if you can't even like partially articulate a thought,
Are you kidding me, dude? Are you kidding me? I think you are far more articulate than Talcott is about the things you say. Like you've actually done things in your community that have actually like had impacts and stuff like that.
Well,
You've actually done real things.
Let me try Talcott's view just to help anybody who's confused because you have to read between the lines a little bit with Talcott because he is lacking in some explanatory gifts as far as what he's trying to get across. And you know, I'm not saying that as a dig against him. What I'm saying is he's oversimplifying things, yes, but I think that in general he is trying to get across a very important point, which is this: if you don't believe that things are possible to get better in a particular way, you will always be correct. That's kind of his main point when he's saying, well, you don't get it, right? Like he's trying to say, like, you have to believe that people will be good. You have to believe that people can do better. If you think that people are just going to stay the way they are forever, then you're always going to be right. And actually, I agree with him on that point, right? Like you have to believe that people can change. That's number one, right? And I
personally do believe that. I just don't
No,
think that. I don't think that. I think that it requires actual work.
and what he's saying, privacy thing, is this. He's saying if you have a higher level of responsibility, like in the government or something, and you want to leverage secrets against the population. Well, I mean, and I've made this argument to him before too. Like, the power structure will not stand in that way. But here's the thing: like, I asked Talcott directly a couple times this question, which is, do you realize that if you get what you want, a lot of people are going to suffer in the interim? Is that worth it to you? And he said, yeah, because he said people deserve the truth even if it's painful. So he's just saying he doesn't mean like you can't have any privacy in your home. I mean, I'm sure that there's somewhere between no privacy in your home and no privacy in the government. Somewhere in between there, he probably, you can find some disagreement. But I think what he's talking about is if you have responsibility as a politician or as a leader or as a whatever, and you're trying to leverage those secrets against your population, then somebody has to be able to hold you accountable for that, is what he's trying to really get across, right?
I got your point. So I got two questions for you. So I believe, like, say I believe in God, right? My belief in God, how is that going to change Gen X Jeff's belief, right? And then And then my second question for you is, why would I need to call you in private and have a private conversation for you to articulate your thought with me? What is going to be the
Do it on a
difference
stream.
between public or private? What's the difference between that, Jack?
Wait, I don't know about that. Wait, so he told you directly to call him, or he said it just as a general?
Yeah. He said because I'm in my confusion and I need to call him in order for him to explain these things to me and for me to believe. But say I do believe, right? Maybe I do believe in all this, right? Maybe I'm cool with it. So that doesn't mean it's going to happen. It doesn't mean that like I can believe that aliens exist, but it doesn't mean that they exist if I have no proof of it,
Yeah, I didn't catch your first question, but your second one, like, I mean, I understand your reservation with calling anybody on the internet, so I don't have a problem with what you're saying with that. But what was your first question?
Well, I was just saying because, like, you were saying something about how I have to believe, and like, say I believe in God, but how is my belief going to change someone else's belief, or you know what I mean?
You're right. No, you're right on that. But here's the thing: is like, okay, like let's say that I want to get rid of. Let's say that I want to stop. I'm trying to think of something benign, just not controversial. Let's say that I want to get people to stop drinking alcohol, right? They've tried to ban alcohol. We know that didn't work, right? Now the thing is this: like, if my goal is to get people to stop drinking alcohol worldwide, or let's just say within the United States, okay, I have to believe that people are willing to make that choice on their own, right? Or I've got to be willing to completely restrict the option for them, which we know doesn't work. So I have to believe that it's possible first, and then from there I can start making a plan and look at things that work and don't work. Now, maybe eventually I find that I was wrong and it's not possible, and I stop believing, right? But in order to take the task seriously, I must believe that it is possible to endeavor in the endeavor, right? I think that's kind of what I'm trying to get at.
I hear you, Jack. And the machine lies. If you go back to the stream. He did tell me to call him. I'm not a liar. I don't make things up. He explicitly said it.
Play it if you have a timestamp.
I got it.
And
I'll
I
go
don't
get my
understand.
computer.
Okay, I don't understand the part about asking if they were okay if they have this info. If they already have the info, why does it matter if they're okay with it or not at this point? It just seems like a weird question to worry about. I still think it's Pluto. Pluto is one of the slowest moving planets, and it's going to be in Aquarius for a long time.
I thought Pluto's not a...
I can't believe you're talking about astrology shit. So funny.
That's like that's when all this started happening. Everybody just started catfighting with everybody over the tiniest little pieces of bullshit.
Well, I mean, I don't see a difference for me personally. It seems like that's been the par for the course personally.
Yeah, and Chris and I have talked about like a certain amount of conflict actually being healthy for a community,
Yeah, no, I think a certain amount of conflict is good.
which is another criticism I have of Talcott's Utopia. I don't think it's
Oh,
I don't think it's realistic, but even if it is, I don't think it's the highest form of community
no,
that we're capable of.
I get what Machine is talking about now. He, because like here's the thing is I don't know much about I don't know much about all this stuff going on, but I do know this: like people drag people's personal lives into every fucking philosophical conversation. Like every time Talcott talks about something, like they're like, "Oh, you can't even get your own life in order," and blah 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 blah. It's like can you?
I have seen that, but that's different. Like
Well,
sometimes he pulls this card when we ask him the details of how this is going to be put into action, and then sometimes he tries to frame that as making it about
well,
his life.
Nobody was attacking him last night, Jack. Sorry. Nobody was attacking him personally. We were only attacking the ideas that the other guy, the New Zealander, had brought to the attention.
Well, I don't know about that. Look, I didn't really watch the whole show other than the parts that I was on, but all I know is almost every single time I've ever watched Talcott on any panel anywhere, people are in the chat like talking about his fucking personal life, and that shit has happened to me. And
Yeah, I have seen that. They
I
do
don't
bring up his.
I don't appreciate that shit. And the thing is, like, look, you can bring that up in a philosophical debate as an ad hom, and I don't think that it's totally irrelevant. But the thing is, there's a right way to go about it, and there's a wrong way, and just constantly bringing up people's personal shit when you're trying to have a philosophical conversation is fucked up. Personally, you know what I mean? And like, I think that people act a little too comfortable, and where I'm from, that shit doesn't go very far with people. You know what I mean? Like, people don't really appreciate you just dragging their fucking shit out for the public to see, right?
I
You
mean,
know what
I can only assume they have it because he put it out there at some point in the first place, but that
Okay,
doesn't
so
mean
Jeff, if you tell me
misuse it
something personal,
against somebody.
something personal on a panel, and I just start bringing it up every fucking day, are you going to appreciate that? You're probably not going to appreciate
No,
that.
but it's fair game. Like I
Oh,
would know,
okay,
I would take accountability and internal locus of
okay,
control. It'd be like,
so,
well, I put it out there, but
okay,
from my own action, I wouldn't even be
okay,
dealing with
sure.
this
So let's say you
consequence.
tell me something on a panel, and then I keep bringing it up. You ban me from everything. Then I send 30 motherfuckers.
I wouldn't ban you for just bringing up stuff.
Listen, and then I send 30 motherfuckers in your show to go and bring up the same shit, and you keep banning them, and then 30 more motherfuckers show up. I mean, this is the kind of shit that people are doing, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it looks like it to me.
is that okay with you because you brought something up once on from a personal thing?
No, I think it rises to a certain level where it's harassment at that point, especially if it's bringing in other people.
Exactly.
Like if it's just a beef you have because you got triggered, that's different from your 30 troll friends. That's a gang at that point.
Exactly right. Thank you. Now you're starting to understand what's going on.
Well, you were going to tell us who the gangs were. You said there were different groups.
I know who they are.
That are like in coordination around
all
leaders.
I know is a pattern of behavior. That's all I know. I don't know who is who. I just know.
So you don't actually know that they're groups. You're just seeing.
Okay, if one person and then 30 people come behind them and do the same fucking thing, am I just to assume that it's not a pattern?
No, I mean, it could be. I don't know. It could. It's a possibility. I'm not going to say it's not.
Okay. Again, I'm not angry. I'm just like, don't be obtuse when you know what I'm trying to say, right?
Well, I didn't until I asked you. That's why I asked you. And now I understand what you were trying to say.
Yeah, I'm not mad. I'm really not mad at you. It's just like it's so obvious that people have like some sort of personal issue with people. And like, I don't know Talcott. Maybe there's some great reason that he's pissed off so many people. I don't know. But all I know is like it from me just barely watching the show, it's like there's 30 motherfucking people constantly just like personally attacking the dude. I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? Like this dude.
But it's like this flow is right here. This makes the most sense to me. It's his own show. He's responsible for what goes on that show. He's not a passive victim of his own show.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's fair, but I think here's what I'm saying. I think that a lot of people don't want people to talk about certain things, and they're trying to basically bully people out of the playground because they don't like whatever it is they have to say. And look, if we think that that's fine, okay, great. I mean, you know, that's fine. We can be the bullies on the playground and say, well, this person offends me, and I want to push them out of the playground. But then don't
That's
be
not playground bullying. There's people in
Sure.
here that I ban and don't let in. I don't care if they think it's bullying. It's because I don't want whatever content they're putting out in my chat.
There's probably people that you think are that are being friendly to you that probably aren't too. But
I don't assume anybody here is friends though. Like I don't assume that. I'm not naive. Like we're a whole bunch of friends and family, and we all love each other. So I don't mistake anybody on these panels for my friend. I don't know them well enough. Chris is as close as I would say that about him. We haven't even met in person.
All right,
So I'm not under that illusion. You don't have to worry about that.
I do think of like 4 people as friends, but I mean, I don't, I didn't really, I mean, I considered like, I would have thought of before I started getting all like weird and like whatever about stuff, then I would have thought of him as a friendly acquaintance, but never really.
Yeah, friendly
friend.
acquaintance.
I'd say we have enough respect to let each other talk, and we listen to each other, and we're friendly, but we're not really friends yet.
Yeah, you make a good point. There is something there that allows us to even do that. So it's not just a bunch of random strangers either.
But I dropped the timestamp in the back, and I want to be clear.
Let me. I was going to play it. Hang on.
And Neuro, I want to be clear that I have no problem with him. I am just trying to understand the steps that actually need to be taken to get to where he wants to go, and that's where I have the problem, because it always comes back to an authoritarian central governance.
Okay, well,
MoOse. I mean, you're pretty much like, I mean, in terms of like, you're like the OG Talcott super fan. You were there trying to help him get his channel built up back years. You said back like 2 years ago or whatever it was. So I mean, I think that it's silly for anyone to question your particular like loyalty or or commitment to Talcott, because like.
All right, let's see what he has to say.
If we believe we can, and that's why I suggest.
So that's how we get them to change. We talk to them. That's how we get them to change.
Let him finish. He was just about to hit the punchline.
Oh, I thought it was done.
I think I'm a few seconds short.
What's the punchline, Jack? That's why you proposed what?
Okay, so Joe. Okay, let me ask this question. I mean, I've failed with every one of you many different times.
Deflection.
Have you quit fucking narrating, dude? I mean, the analysis is preventing you from paying attention to what's being said.
Whoever's banging on the door, we have an open spot now.
It's what is preventing. You should have been a gentleman and answered my question before you moved on. But go ahead.
You didn't consider the answer. Your end question was, so we talked to them. Here's the point. Yes. The point is, people's minds can change when they learn different things. What prevents people from learning is when they think they know it all.
Then why don't you learn that people are people and they're motivated by...
Yeah, hang on. Yes, Flo's right. He was talking about himself right there. That was the projection part. The way he describes people's closed minds and thinking they know everything and they won't learn, all that he was talking about himself.
Self-interest, and you are as well, and we all are. And if you weren't, then you would be doing more voluntary shit and giving away for free. But we all are, and that's human nature.
Not a horrible point.
Now, I have been tested. I have been sacrificing many fucking things in my life for the pursuit of helping others.
Maybe it's because I had it.
So for you to say altruism doesn't exist, you're fucking blind, brother. Open your eyes and see what God brought to you in front of you with me.
Okay, Jack.
Wait.
Here we go. Hold on, Joe. You've had enough questions. Hold on.
Question.
Hold
on. He asked you, what were you doing? All he did was call Flo blind and say, take my word for it.
Tell me the first step that MoOse should take. The first easy step that I can take to get towards this plan? Just give me what step number fucking 1, not step 10, step 1.
Get clarity in your mind.
You didn't know he was gonna say that, MoOse. I knew he was gonna say that.
Now here, MoOse, if you're genuine and serious about that question, call me. Let's talk about the specifics that you've never really wanted to be involved with before. Okay? I got a lot of plans and a lot of ideas that we could do with me, but
that is secret. I'm asking you right now. How do we?
Ooh, I don't know why that's so much comedy for me, but it is.
But that clarifies it, right? I mean, you guys heard it. He said
he
call him.
asked you to call him. You specifically call him, and he will give you the details.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't care. I think
Neuro probably dropped out. He has a shit connection.
Yeah. He'll be back probably. But or his family came in, or he had a call or something. Things happen with the NeuroJack like that all the time. But.
Well, I gotta go pee anyway, so this will be a good intermission.
All right,
y'all can keep talking if you want.
No, I mean, like, yeah, no, I mean, it's not. He got triggered with you the same way he was triggered with me too, but he didn't tell me to call him or anything. He just wouldn't answer it. Like his first, and he also gave a different first step. He told you get clarity in your mind, right? He told me that he said that the first step was for everyone to get more gratitude, is what he told me. Is when he finally that was a close thing. I said, what does that even mean? Like, give me something practical that people could actually do to start working towards utopia. And then it deflected to like, well, it really starts with the congressmen and the senators and the president and stuff like that. I'm like, but we're not there. You know, we don't have access to that level of person. You know, we don't have access to the congressman, the senator. So what can we do? And that's the reason why I was trying to give him like practical things that he could do. I was like, Jack, you've got some good things to say. You've got some followers. Why don't you start like a small like cell church? Why don't you start like a Bible study type thing, like a self-help group? Why don't you start lead an AA group or something? I mean, God, there's tons of things you could do for your community on a small level where you will be able to communicate to people more intimately and actually maybe actually really inspire people to have more gratitude. Maybe that's something you could actually do. If you were thinking a little more locally, a little smaller, and not trying to think that you can just like if we all just psychically like think about the senators in the world, all the senators in the country wanting, if we just like all influence them psychically to be better people or something, I mean, like, which is what it sounded like he was saying, and I didn't even say it to him at the time. I mean, but that's what it sounded like to me he was saying. I didn't say it to him at the time. I was being good faith and I was being honest and I wasn't being a dick. I was being very respectful to everything he was saying, and he was like, and that's whenever he was like, "Listen, you motherfuckers," and all this shit like that. And I was like, dear God, like, I mean, I'm genuinely trying to help you. I don't care. And then watching that clip and seeing you do the exact same thing, and someone who's been around him for a long time, you know him better than probably any of us do, and yet. He's doing the same thing to you, and like I think in that moment, all of the care that I had about any of that drama specifically, it all just melted away. I was like, I no longer give a shit about Jack Talcott's thing. I still like him as a person. He's fine. I'll still go on a show, but I no longer give a shit about any of it. Just whatever he can.
Frank, thank you. This is definitely means a lot coming from you in particular, but It's also nice to have someone recognize how I try to keep this panel, because that is intentional. I'm trying to show people they have options when it comes to these trolls, and that there's more potential in this community than what the trolls bring. And I think they're interfering with some of it. So I try to keep mine intentionally a certain way. Thank you.
I agree.
And machine, like what you said, I understand what you mean. The details of shit are not for general audience. Okay, I understand that. However, Talcott's audience is not that big. It's small. It's not as small as ours, but it's not that big. So I don't think he has the excuse to it's not like he's speaking in front of hundreds of people at like as like a live speaker. Although I think that's something he should do. He should probably.
When I first saw him, I thought he had a church channel, like
Yeah,
on cable access. I didn't even know he was just doing YouTube.
I mean, he seems like he should be at least doing like self-help speeches type thing. I mean, and yeah, he would have to spend his own money to set those up and sell tickets for them to get started. He would not be able to. People aren't going to pay him to come on their stages and speak right now because no one knows who he is. So he would have to start that with his own money as like a business
Pay
type
him
investment
to talk about not using money and not taking money, and not working jobs.
I mean, something. I think that's
but I'll
stupid.
Do it
but
for
at
this
the same
amount.
time, it's stupid, but that's the kind of thing you have to do. I mean, I think that he would do better with a practical plan like that than he would, getting angry at people on his YouTube stream who are just trying to understand what the hell he's saying.
Yeah, but this has been going on for years. I mean, he's been doing this for years, and I try to approach him. I say, "Hey, I'll make you shirts. I'll make you some merchandise," and he goes, "Oh no, I don't want anything. It comes from disreputable sources. I want all my stuff ethically sourced and all that." And it's like,
did he mean like child labor was going to be making the t-shirt?
Like child labor and the materials of the clothing and stuff, like, it's like, dude, you got to start somewhere, and you're not making enough money to do what you want to do, right? So somebody tries to help you, offer some assistance, do it for free, and it's like, because I don't believe in his doctrine, we're not cool, and I have no problem with him. Like, I could sit in the same room with him, have a great conversation, but when it comes to this whole thing about, hey, we're going to redistribute all the wealth, and we're going to have, everybody's going to get one cheeseburger for lunch, and we're all going to have food taken care of and water, and everything's just going to be taken care of. And then the New Zealander, I don't know if you caught it, Chris, but the New Zealander was basically saying, it doesn't matter if you work or not. It doesn't matter if you contribute to society or not. Nothing matters, because you're going to be taken care of. Well, who's going to go coal mining? Who's going to go lithium mining? Who's going to be making your cell phone in China if nobody's getting paid to do this? They just get the same cheeseburger.
Okay, who's going to take the trash out and clean up shit?
I agree with you on that last point, but let me ask this. How long have you known Talcott?
He's going to be you, MoOse.
I missed that. I cut out for a second. What'd you say?
How long have you known Talcott?
2 years now, maybe.
And so when he asked you to call him directly, you're saying you're afraid that he's going to leak some personal information or something?
Did I say that?
Well, you said, why should I have to call him to have a conversation about?
Yeah, but you inferred the rest of it.
Yeah, you inferred the rest. No, I think all he meant by that, as far as I can tell, was that he just doesn't understand like why he can't just talk about it on the stream, because like it's not like there's anything.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I understand like what's the problem with him saying, "Hey, call me" or something. If you've known him for 2 years, I mean, if I've known someone 2 years and I'm like offering to help them with business, and you say, "Hey, give me a call," like I don't understand like what's weird, what is strange about that.
It's okay. So the strange part is I worked with him for a little bit. I did some stuff for him, and we had kind of a falling out because I didn't like the way he disrespected me in private, but in public he tried to act differently. So I stopped talking to him in private, and in public I'm not discussing the business aspect when he told me to call him. I was discussing his doctrine and asking him to explain it to me and the rest of the people that he's trying to coerce or convince or whatever word you want to use. So it has nothing to do with business at that point. So why should I talk to you in private when it's something that you're discussing in public? Why? I don't understand. It's like trying to teach me math, but saying, "Hey, I can't teach you math in front of the class. I've got to take you into the office and teach you math in there."
Yeah, and I did notice he like made that little comment about if you're genuinely serious, if you really want to, like, maybe he didn't take you seriously. at
Sure.
first, and
Well,
wanted to
I guess
verify your authenticity.
I guess here's the way I look at it, right? Like if Talcott is so diluted and such a waste of time, why are so many people so concerned with him, yet they show up every day and bring up his?
That's my big question.
Like that's what I don't understand, right? Like
I
why
don't either.
even leave the dude alone? I'm not saying you, MoOse.
I've never understood the animosity that Jack gets from watching his show compared to all the other streamers out there.
Yeah, there was no animosity with me. I was there to talk about the other guy from New Zealand, and Jack came up. So like my whole thing was about the whole New World Order thing.
That was on Flo's panel. Okay, guys, sorry, I thought that was on Jack's show. That's why I was confused.
It was on Jack's show, but then they were talking about it on Flo's panel.
Oh, and I gotta clarify this whole machine lies thing. So on Paul's birthday, because Jack and I were talking in private, Jack wanted nothing more than to work with Paul Unslaved, right? And so on Paul's birthday, I did this whole like takeover of Jack Talcott's show, and we did a whole spectacle of it. And him and Paul got a lot closer after that, and it was kind of a comedy act. It was all comedy, and it was all in it was in good faith in my eyes to bring them together, which it did. And then what they did with it wasn't my problem after that.
Was that recent?
That was last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I've totally like changed my behavior. I've totally changed my the way I present myself with him. I don't attack him. I don't come at him with any disdain or anything like that. But yeah,
Starlink at work.
Sorry about that.
Well, I can't imagine you being as bad as you described to even have something to change. You seem very well behaved and polite to me. One of the most in the panelverse, I would say. So that whole story is
I mean, I did it. I really did it though. I pulled the Trojan horse on him.
Was he mad at you after that when you took over his show?
Oh, he was irate with me.
Oh, he was. So he didn't get the joke. He didn't take the joke.
He didn't understand what I was doing to try to bring those two together, because Paul is oftentimes a entertainment channel, and a truth channel, or whatever you want to call it. And Jack wouldn't stop working with him. Jack wouldn't stop letting him up on panel. I mean, this whole
He's
panel.
Still doing it.
Yeah, it's been happening for 2 years now. So when people blame me for that, it's kind of disingenuous on their part. But I'll take credit for that one day.
There you go. I hope that clears it up.
Just Frank, how much money? I've never considered that option for. As if you've noticed, I've never unzipped or unbuttoned my shirt below the length of my necklace. So I pretty far
He's
from
practically
being naked.
giving it away.
However, I am extremely poor. Like extremely poor. So I mean, it probably wouldn't take much for either one of those options to me being a reality. Although never to get me to never do a stream naked. I don't know. You're gonna have to pony up some big money for that, because that's taking away an option.
And he'll be starting an OnlyFans today. He'll have the link up by the end of the night.
I mean, that OnlyFans will have negative subscribers by the end of the week. So somehow there will be people that will pay to make sure that never shows
I
up.
think you have a negative subscriber right here.
Yeah, sure, that's true.
You make a good point, Machine. And I honestly never know what's theatrics and what to take seriously around here.
Just shut your mouth down.
Like even with Tommy, I don't know how much of his stuff, or Snafu, or those guys. I don't even know how much of that is theatrics.
It's kind of weird. Like he's asking me, do I regret it? Do I regret working with Talcott? Because he's not somebody who's, I'm on a different wavelength. Like if you guys tell me, hey, can you make me an intro? Can you do this? Can you do that for me? And I do it for you. I don't think that requires us to have a personal relationship. and this is
no,
where
that's business to me. Like I see that as transactional.
Yeah, this
Well,
is
it's
where we
business
fell
when you get
apart.
paid for it, but he didn't get paid for
What
it.
would an intro look like?
I did
Oh,
get
you
a
didn't get paid?
gift. I did
You
get a
didn't get a
gift
gift.
for it, and there was no expectations with it when it was given. But what was that question, Jeff?
I forgot. Oh, what would an intro even look like? What did his look like?
It had it was all about live without fear. So it showed some people like skydiving, some people bungee jumping, a couple people in the ring boxing, and it had like nice music in it, and then it says, "Boom, Jack Talcott, live without fear" and stuff. It looked pretty good, and he still uses it to this. He was using it maybe last month, still, a year later. Or whatever.
And it plays at the beginning, like when he first comes on.
Yeah, he uploads it to StreamYard, clicks on it right when he starts, and then boom, it comes on. Just like his outro. He has a nice outro now. And I made him one of those, and I made him one for when people were just like creating chaos. Just like a 3-second clip that would just like fire like a bolt of like light down and then shine, and it would say Jack Talcott, live without fear, or whatever. Real quick.
I think I'm gonna make us some intros for this show, but I'm gonna take like intros from like really old TV shows and then like cut them up and repurpose them, and then just put our
Flo
title
makes
on
those
it.
Clips. Like
I know.
Like
the America's the America's Funniest Home Videos intro, and just put like Outliers and Exile in place of America's Funniest Home Videos.
As long as I don't get copyrighted.
I think AI could maybe make it for me. I don't know. I got to find one of the video AI makers though.
I'll work with you on that. I mean, I have no problem with that. I enjoy that kind of stuff. I enjoy making that stuff. And that's the thing. I enjoyed my time with Jack until he started getting mad because I wouldn't call him. I wouldn't talk to him in private anymore, because once he flipped in private and he starts like talking down to me and he starts talking, with the angry cop thing, like that was my line. That was my line. Like you either respect me in a business relationship or you don't respect me, and I'm not going to work with you. Like it's 100%. I just give up. I say, this is not worth my time.
That makes sense. Like you have healthy instincts. I probably would have done the same thing.
And it's all because I don't agree with his doctrine. That's all it is. That's all. The only problem that we really have is I'm not on board with the non-capitalistic thing. I work too hard to get the stuff that I have and take care of my family in the way I do, to look at somebody else who, this isn't even about Jack. This is about anybody who's sitting on their ass, not working, all those people through the last 3 years that decided, hey, I'm not going to go to work. Oh no, I can't go to work. I went to work every single day. So why should I have the same thing as you, or you have the same thing as I? We're in different places. We both spent different amounts of energy to do what we did. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's fair to award everybody a trophy.
No, you want something more proportional, and so do I.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're agreed there. MoOse is a really good at marketing machine. He's a really we've been talking about stuff and everything, and he's a really smart, very very generous person that's willing to help and work with people and stuff like that. He's as far as I'm concerned, he's one of the best eggs in this group right now. So
apparently I'm more of an asshole than I'm letting on.
Oh my God. Have you watched any of our streams? Compared to every one of these channels, compared to Flow State, compared to Machine, compared to NeuroJack, compared to Talcott. I don't even see how you're in the running.
Dude, I don't deny the fact that I was an asshole. Like
I thought you were Canadian. You were so nice, and your name was MoOse.
Yeah, but see, the thing about Canadians is they're fake. So if they're nice to you, that's just their way of life. It's not because they're being genuine with you. They're not always telling you their honest feelings and stuff like that. They're holding it back. It's like the Southern comfort thing. Oh, honey, hey, how you doing, honey? God bless you, honey.
Yeah. It's fake in some cases, but I do know a couple of Canadians that I'm pretty sure are genuinely like that. But yes, it is fake in a lot of cases.
I was I didn't know he was Wi-Fi typing. I thought he had actually had a fan.
Just say no to bunkers. Okay, yeah,
Digital woods.
So did you already go back out to the bunker and get tired of it already?
Yeah, this is Starlink. He's on his Starlink.
Is he out there just being like bored as hell and he's like, oh god, this is unbearable.
See, this is why I didn't want to make him that farewell thing I made him yesterday. I mean, you saw the little poster. We love you, Efi, I-Fi, whatever. I'm gonna call you Efi forever because it's just in my brain. It's there's a disconnect. I'm sorry.
Cecil called him iPhone.
Yeah, I know he did too. I saw somebody call him Wi-Fi too, which is also funny.
Shit.
Like Wi-Fi, calling him Wi-Fi, I thought was also funny.
But how could you leave? How could you? Have
I told him yesterday. He tried to tell me bye. I said bye. Take care. See you tomorrow. I knew that.
You'd be surprised how people would subscribe. Stop trying to encourage me to do an OnlyFans, man. I've got a family. You know, I've got a. Maybe I should.
You got the Chesty. You are the ones bringing Chesty to the show.
I literally. The funny thing about the Chesties thing is I literally did it for one reason, and I knew it would trigger certain trolls. That was my whole reason for doing it. I knew that people would not be able to.
Our troll repellent.
Yeah, it literally is. I knew it would trigger some of the trolls, and they would just obsess about the fact that, like, why is this shirt unbuttoned? Why is this shirt unbuttoned? And then it worked, and then I've kept doing it ever since then because of it. So you have only yourselves to blame for Chesty. So just know that. Because I can't resist once it starts triggering trolls in the chat, and like they're just like, oh, he won't button his shirt up. Then I'm like, yeah,
that's what's it called? When you get conditioned a certain way that you would normally go, social learning.
Yeah, there you go.
Did you catch yesterday how I said, oh, something about feeling uncomfortable with people doing stuff in public. Well, you're borderline there, But I'm fine with my sexuality, so you could pull that all the way down, and I'd still, I still wouldn't be attracted to you.
No one would be. If I unzippered the publicity, nobody wants to see that. I don't want to see that. I don't like looking at myself on camera in the first place. You think I want to look at that? I don't want to look at that. I have a gut again, and I don't like that. So the chest thing is as far as it goes for me. But maybe in the future as I get more and more desperate, who knows what's going to hahappen. But right now,
you got 2 months, huh?
I think because of the situation with the disability hearings and everything, like my family or Lindsay's mom and my family have said, like they're going to try to help us, support us until we can get through that, because that kind of because we really can't move until that stuff's over, according to my lawyer. So right. that it would delay if we changed addresses and move basically.
So they're going to keep you afloat long enough for that to resolve itself.
Yeah, that's the idea right now.
Well, that takes some of the pressure off, and then with your OnlyFans to supplement.
Sure, yeah.
I'll market it for you. I just don't want to see you naked.
I don't want to see me.
Go bake the cake.
I'll have to somehow figure out a way I can keep it from viewing on my screen. I don't want to see it. So, yeah, it's not gonna. I don't see it happening. It's a Prince Albert kind of. I'm not a secret drinker. I drink openly.
He drank openly for New Year's, Christmas, one of those, New Year's Eve.
And I've talked many times to the fact that I do.
And I couldn't even tell he was drunk. He sounded the same as he does.
Yeah, I don't get really super sloppy. But if anything, I'm a very happy drunk. Like if I do get drunk at all, I just get giddier. I'm like, alcohol for me, even though I don't like the way it makes me feel dizzy and stuff, which I already feel dizzy all the time. But so I don't like that. But when I do get buzzed or whatever, I just get giddier and sillier and stuff like that.
All it did was make you talk a lot, and I couldn't tell the difference between that and any other time you were talking.
Pretty much, yeah.
Hey, question for you: if you win your case, you get disability from when you started your case, right?
Yeah, no, we would get like a chunk of money. I actually, yeah, we like both me and my wife both are getting a judge adjudication or whatever they call it, and like if and our lawyers are very positive about it. So if it goes through, yeah, then we'll get like a pretty decent little chunk of money up front, and I will use that for either trying to get us, a more stable housing situation, or and probably try to use some of it to try to build some kind of business type thing. But we'll see. I have no intention of blowing it on regular bullshit. I if that happens, but I'm not like oh, did I absolutely did get your lyrics, dude. I got them right before the stream started, so I didn't have time to
Y'all
respond
do
to
them
you.
like workshop them. Give us a taste.
Yeah, because I totally wanted to respond to you, because I read them really carefully and was like going over it and everything, and I really do like it. I hadn't had a chance to respond. I wanted to give you a real thorough response. I didn't want to give you a thumbs up and then you'd be like, oh cool, he just like he didn't even really read it. So I am absolutely going to give you a full like breakdown of everything I read, and I mean I think, but it was good though, man. It's very good. I think I really like the perspective and the kind of flow you're doing on there. It's as long as I'm understanding it. I really want to hear how you do it, because like I'm not sure I fully get the flow, but because I never can be sure, because like sometimes
give us a sample of it. Try a little bit of it.
I have a screamo flow I'm working on. All right, I'm down with that. I don't even know what a screamo flow would sound like, but I'm down. I want to hear that. So yeah, but I do think that like the lyrics you went with in there, like some of the lines in there, man, they were great, dude. I just want to like, I just didn't want to like respond really quickly, because like I took my pain pills like last night that they got, because I'm hurting. I broke another rib. I don't know how I did it really this time. It was something really stupid, and I didn't even fall or anything, but I cracked on the rib, and so I was.
Do you want to end early today?
No, I mean I took a pain pill, but I took one at like 5 a.m. this morning. It knocked me out, and so like that's why I woke up at 2. Yeah. Hey Chuck.
You need to start walking with a walker until you get your situation resolved. That would help.
I don't have a walker. All I have is like a walking stick and like this little cane type thing, and I've tried using that, and it wouldn't have helped in this particular situation, because all I was doing was I was leaning over to get something off of this chair, and I kind of lost my balance and went really too hard against the side of this.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah,
so you weren't even standing up.
I wasn't even standing up. This was just I don't know. I don't know if my bones have gotten more brittle or something. I don't know, but I asked the doctor about that, and he said no, everything else looks fine. He said it wasn't broken all the way. It was just fractured or cracked or whatever.
Does he know it's from the vertigo? Did they at least record that?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Hey, if
I've already sent the records to the doctor.
Are you okay to laugh?
Yeah, I mean, the thing that hurt the most is like sitting up or like laying down. That's where it hurts the most. Or like
I got a good funny story for you. One sec,
coughing is hell too. Go ahead.
Coughing is hell. Yeah.
One of my first dates with my wife, I broke her rib.
Okay.
Like with your wife?
I'm with my wife. I broke her rib. We went out to the lake, and I had never driven a boat before, and she kept going faster, and she was on the little tube thing.
Uh-huh.
And I just kept going faster. I said, okay. I kept looking back. I said, everything all right? Yeah, go faster. Then all of a sudden, this wave comes around, and she hits the wave. She flies up into the air like it was wild. And then all of a sudden, she lands on the thing, and she kept holding on, right? And right as the rope pulled, I saw it in her eyes. She was like, oh, and for like 6 months, dude, I had to walk around, and every single one of her friends were like, that's fucked up. And I was just like, man.
Oh, you broke her rib.
Yeah, I broke her rib.
I thought you said
I thought you broke your rib.
No,
I
broke her
misunderstood that too.
Sorry.
But you were doing what she told you to do.
Yeah, and she had fun. She was having a great time until she broke the rib. But fuck, man, you got to be careful out there, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I broke one in November, so like this one isn't nearly as bad. He said it was a much lower level fracture. It was not nearly like what the other one was. He said it's gonna hurt because internal bruising and stuff like that, but it's not. It should heal a lot faster. So he said I don't have to worry, because like last month it took like 2 months for it, like the hurting stopped. But he said he'd give about 3 weeks and I should be all right. But any case, but it helped me sleep, I guess. But like help me sleep too much, really. And tomorrow I'm supposed to go for physical
Just don't
therapy.
get addicted. Oh, you said it's just Tylenol 3.
It's just Tylenol 3. I mean,
okay.
I didn't get addicted. I was on Norco 10s for like 2 years, and I didn't get addicted to it. I'm not worried about it. I mean, I'd worry about it if someone was giving me OxyContin or fentanyl or something like that. But like, but hydrocodone, as long as it doesn't go any further than that, it doesn't really.
You remember Tylenol 4s?
No, I don't remember Tylenol 4. That was a
thing. Oh yeah. A bad thing. I had a migraine headache one night. Me and the wife went out with some friends. I got drunk as usual. This was when I was young. And I'd had a migraine already, and the drinking just made it worse. So my father-in-law says, "Here, I got some Tylenol." Well, I took them, didn't think nothing about it. And I'm laying there, and I tell the wife, I'm like, I'm having to force myself to breathe. What the hell did your dad give me?
They had she went or something like that.
They had what the hell was it? Codeine.
Yeah. Tylenol 3 has codeine in it.
No,
it's a much stronger Tylenol 3. Okay, yeah.
And she come back and she said, "Oh, they're Tylenol number 4s." I said, "The motherfucker's trying to kill me. I can't do drugs."
Oh man!
Holy shit! I mean,
Tylenol 3 is like for me it's not barely taking anything at all, but it did help me sleep. So yeah.
But I thought I was going to go to the hospital on that trip.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I used to take Norco 10s, which is like hydrocodone, like 10 milligrams of the hydrocodone, and the whatever how much Tylenol they put in it, which actually increases the strength of the hydrocodone, and I was on those for like 2 years, and like whenever I ran out of them, I was just out of them. It didn't like I hurt more, and that was it. I never got it. I never get highs off of stuff like that. I never do. I don't.
Yeah, I was on 3,600 of gabapentin at one time per day. Crazy.
Gabapentin doesn't do much to me, but yeah, I used to take Lyrica, which is related to gabapentin. I take that every day, but it didn't really. I can't tell it really helped that much. I have back pain all the time anyway, so like the rib pain, just like adding that to the back pain, just like is just a bad combination. And
oh yeah. I had 10 back surgeries. I know what you're talking about.
Damn, 10 back surgeries.
Yep.
I'm afraid I could have gotten back surgery a while back, and I feel like maybe I should have back when I had insurance, but I was afraid of it because like so many people like don't come out of back surgery being able to walk, So
the only reasons I ever took the surgeries was there was nothing they could give me to kill the pain.
Right.
It got to I couldn't stand it anymore. And then, like I said, the last one, they got me walking again, so I'm happy. But it was a 10-year process because they'd fix one section, and then another section would go out, and they'd have to go in and fix it. And it was just a repetitive process. They had no explanation for it other than, what do they call that? Degenerative disc disease or something like that.
Shit, dude. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I have two slip discs in my back that caused me a lot of issues in my lower back. But yeah, I hear you, man.
So, the worst part is they had to put a brace horizontally across my hip bones and attach it to everything else that was going up the spine.
Yeah.
So I got these two fucking pardon my French, these two bolts that kind of stick out my backside, one on each side, and his wife says I look like Frankenstein.
Yeah, that sucks, dude. It really does. I'm real hard. Sorry to hear that. That's a
Hey,
painful thing to go
I'm
through.
walking though. I still got
Yeah.
pain. It's livable, but I'm walking. I'm happy.
You know, and like I've said this before about like, you know, my pain is, and it gives me a lot of stress, like that I'm not even conscious of a lot of times. Like it makes me tired a lot of times too. Like, you know, because like pain just wears you out, like whether you're even conscious of it or not, you know. Because like I have a good pain tolerance, and I'm good at adjusting to things like pain. Like I adjust to it and kind of get used to it pretty easily, even though like it's there, and like I notice it when it's not there. Like if I get relief from that pain, I notice the pain that I had before a lot more. But like whenever I'm in the constant pain, like I don't notice it as much. But then
But it wears on you.
yeah, it wears on you. It does. It wears you out. But at the same time, I've said for a long time, I can live with having this pain. I can live, but like the dizziness is what that's the part I'm having mental trouble, like dealing with the possibility of never getting rid of, like never getting rid of the vertigo is kind of a mind fuck for me, because it's I've never gotten used to it. I've adjusted somewhat to it. I've gotten better at walking and stuff with it, because like I walk along walls, and like I kind of like know how to like navigate myself from like one solid object to another, but it never goes away. So it's
Well,
just,
hopefully they reset your crystals.
hopefully so. I hope that fixes it. Whatever this is, I'm just, you know, praying to whatever God exists that that there is a solution for
The
it.
demiurge.
Yeah, friend of mine, him
Beelzebub.
and his wife were on a cruise, and they were in their late 20s, and she all of a sudden developed a case of bad vertigo, and it was so bad that they had to bring in a medevac helicopter to get her off that ship, because even the movement of the ship was messing her up, and she was bad shape. It took them a long time, and she still suffers from it from time to time. She never know when it hits, but it's bad. That vertigo is not no fun from what they tell me.
It is not. They and like the doctor yesterday, the only thing they did regarding the vertigo was you get another Epley maneuver on me, which I still feel like is a fake.
You get another what?
Epley maneuver.
Oh,
Is the thing
maneuver?
it's an Epley maneuver. It's the thing it's supposed to reset the crystals in your ears, but all they do is, because they sit you up like this, like I'm sitting right now, and they put one hand here, and they put the other hand like somewhere over here, and they just like lay you down slightly faster than you would normally if you're laying down. They just go whoop like this, and until you're laid over, till your head is just slightly off the table, and like so they lay over and they let your head keep going just a little bit till it's a little bit past the table, and then they're like, all right, are you better now? And you're like, no, I'm a little dizzier now. Is that what's supposed to happen?
wow,
And
wow.
They do that. They've done that to me. Like I probably had 100 of them performed on me since the vertigo started, and it doesn't do anything to me.
Well, do they know that it doesn't work? Why do they keep doing it?
I guess they're just hoping that one day it's going to work. I don't know. I told her yesterday. Yeah, I've had that, because I was in physical therapy for the vertigo for 2 or 3 months before the insurance ran out. The job fired me, and I can no longer pay for it. But
Hey, Chris, do you do anything to make money that's reportable?
Not right now.
Okay, I'm gonna say you got to be careful, because that will affect your disability outcome too.
I know it will. Yeah. No, I'm not doing. Yeah, I know. It's the whole disability system is pretty messed up, to be honest, and it's
that was the best worst news, or the worst best news I ever got. When I first got hurt, and at the 6-month mark where I work, the insurance requires you to put in for, SSI or SSDI from the government, so that they don't have to pay. Well, everybody I known that ever did got denied. Mine came back approved, and that told me I was screwed.
Right.
If they approved it without any hesitation, that told me that there was something in those doctor files that said I was screwed.
Yeah. No, I mean, I had the adjudication with the judge on the 11th, which is like the third step. Whether you get 2 denials, you have to go before a judge. And the judge actually said that like she was actually very sympathetic towards me, and she thought that she actually wanted to approve it, but she didn't want to approve it because now currently they have had so many disability claims in the last 5 years or so. Especially since COVID, it's gone up so much that they've actually added another layer onto the system. There's a committee that can override the judge's decisions, and she said that she felt that because my situation was somewhat unique, that they would just they would override her decision and deny it, and then that would pretty much just like that would like it wouldn't like send it back to her or something like that. It would just like that would just end my claim altogether. So she wanted to make sure that it didn't happen. So she set me up to see their doctors. I have to go see 2 different doctors like sometime, but that could be 6 months from now. It could be next week. It's impossible to know. So
yeah, that committee is basically made up of insurance lawyer doctors to try to get out of paying, is what that is.
Yep. That's what they said. That's what my lawyer said. My lawyer said that actually was my lawyer said that was actually a very good sign. She said she'd never seen it. She'd never seen that happen in a case where they didn't ultimately approve it. So
are you going for SSI or SSDI?
I guess SSDI.
There you go. That's the one you want.
Yeah, the SSDI. I mean, and it's not like a ton of money a week or month or whatever, but it's enough. It's enough that we would be able to pay some.
Survive.
It's enough to survive probably, and like with mine and I mean Lindsay shouldn't even like gotten denied twice because she has schizophrenia, and it's actually listed on their own website as being like something that they cover, you know. So it shouldn't even been an issue there, but still according to my lawyer, they pretty much have been giving everyone 2 denials, making everyone go before the judge. So I mean, it's just the way that it is for. I mean, here in the last 2 years.
They wouldn't give my daughter SSDI because she didn't have enough work under her belt. The only thing they would give her was SSI.
I have enough work under my belt. Even according to my I have like my Social Security, like whatever thing where you can actually go and see your Social Security. Like it actually tell you how close you are to actually being able to retire and stuff like that. And I had no idea. But whenever I got injured, I had worked enough in my life already at that point where I technically only would have had to work another 8 months before I was technically eligible for Social Security retirement. So
did they give you a dollar amount you might expect?
Yeah, I don't know if I should say it on the stream, but yeah.
Oh, well, you don't have to. I'm not trying to get that out of you.
It wasn't that high, but it wasn't that low either. It was a decent amount per week. You know, it was more than unemployment would have been. So, it was under 1,000. I'll say that. You know.
Well, I worked enough in my lifetime that I'm on the high end. Thank goodness.
Lindsay, despite that, she has less work history than me. Hers was, I think, it's because of schizophrenia being a particularly debilitating thing. Like her initial quote was much higher than mine was, and like if we together between the 2 of us, if the weekly amount that we should be okay. We should actually be able to like pay bills even here if we stayed here. But I don't think we're gonna stay here, not in this place anyway. But even if we stayed here in this place, which is far too expensive now, we'd be able to afford our bills and stuff like that. If we
the nice thing about it is my 2 kids get supplemental off of me.
Well, that's nice.
It doesn't come out of mine, but they get a supplemental off of my SSDI for their conditions.
What conditions that they have?
The one daughter, she's got schizophrenia, and then my son's got autism.
How old are they? Minors still?
My son's a minor, but my daughter is what, 38?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, well, in any case, yeah. So I mean, that's not until like basically her hearings on the 1st of March, and hopefully around the same time I'll have my doctor's appointments, and then And that's what my lawyer is expecting. She says she's expected to be about that long, towards the beginning of March. So hopefully by first couple weeks of March, it'll all be resolved.
I wish you luck.
Yeah, well, that's all we can do is just hope for the best and plan for the worst, hope for the best. That's what we do. And I'm just trying to be extra careful in the meantime. I keep finding new things to be careful about, but I'm just really, really hardcore committed to not letting myself get killed by vertigo. Right now.
Good luck on that.
I don't want that's the last thing I want on my tombstone. Like, he died from spinning too fast or something like that.
Fun to death.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell we got going on here?
Like the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about, man?
Oh, some cops just rolled up here in this parking lot I'm at. I was just trying to figure out what the heck was going on.
Oh, are you at your house?
I'm at Walmart.
Oh.
I pulled in and decided to chat with you boys for a couple of minutes.
Maybe somebody didn't show their receipt.
I'm waiting to see.
I don't think I've been to the Walmart here next to my house in a while when I haven't seen at least one person getting arrested for shoplifting. Like they cracked down that shit hard. I looked for years. I never saw anybody getting taken to the side for shoplifting or anything like that. They did it to me one day, but I didn't do it. I didn't have anything, and they were like, oh no. They just looked through my cart and they're like, oh, you're good. I guess they thought I saw on the self checkout camera. They thought that I had not scanned something, and they came over and we're all like, we have to go through we have to check your cart, sir, and all that shit like that. And I was like, go ahead, I didn't do anything wrong. And I should have probably told them to speak to my lawyer, but I didn't have a lawyer. So
well, there's 4 now. 4 cars.
Damn.
I live in a little bitty ass town too, in nowhere land. This is unusual.
And some of those little ass towns have a ton of cops in them. I tell you what.
I mean, you guys are talking about Walmart, like Walmart of all places. I mean, have you seen the videos of the people that go to Walmart? All you got to do is take 5 minutes and walk around that store, and you see the dredges of society.
People at
Sometimes,
Walmart.
I mean, they honestly, like I said before, the Walmart here, despite the fact that we're in a low income neighborhood, I don't really see as many people in in the full on basically walking around their underwear kind of thing like you see in some of those videos. But but further down south, and I'm still in a major metropolitan area though. Down in Texarkana though, I've seen the people Walmart shit there. I've seen people literally wearing actual pajamas with footies on them. I've seen people wearing footy pajamas walking around Walmart before down there, and looking like they were methed out of their head, and probably were methed out of their head, and just kind of staring at shelves and this or they're stoned or whatever. I've seen all that kind of shit down there, but I don't really see it that much here. I mean, Walmart's a stressful place to go. I don't think, and there's tons of people in this Walmart all the time because it's just very, very busy. So I don't think people I think people may figure out that if they're trying to steal or something, they didn't want to stand out. Maybe, I don't know, but I'm surprised I don't see more of it. But I don't see a lot of it down here. I mean, you see trashy people everywhere, though. I mean, there's homeless people everywhere, all over the streets around here. So it's when I was picking up my pain pills from the hospital last night at the pharmacy there was a cop that literally would just kept walking through the pharmacy waiting room. It's this really big pharmacy waiting room they have at the hospital. It's I don't know, it's huge, and there's this cop that kept walking around checking. It's kind of like a train, kind of like a train conductor, or whoever the person that does that walks around that makes sure that everyone has their tickets right. He was making sure everybody had a number, because people that didn't have numbers were just homeless people trying to sleep in there and stuff like that. And he was like, "You got your number? You got your number? Let me see it. This number, you've already used this. This number's already passed, sir. Are you going to get your medication?" They're like, I got my medication, man." He's like, "Well, you got to get out. You got to get out right now." And just kicking people out. And it was pretty hardcore. Dude seemed pissed too. I don't know if if there'd been some bad blood up there earlier before I got there, but man, the cop seemed mad. He was mad about something. So I don't know. Do I think I'm better than everyone, Chris? Mr. Aristocrat over here? No, not better. I am everyone. All of you are figments of my imagination. So.
Hey, check this out. I'm trying to create a. Did you see the little background I made for Flow State's channel last night?
Yeah, about the dollar bin.
Yeah, so I'm trying to make one for this channel too, right? And then my idea was 2 mafia bosses, one on each side of the picture with Outliers and Exile, but on Adobe Firefly, mob is or mafia is like a trigger word, and you're not even allowed to put that. Like, isn't that insane?
Yeah, it is. You can't put mafia or mob.
No, I tried both, and I use ideogram to make that other stuff, but I ran out of generations because for some reason it can't spell exile without putting an extra e or an
I know
extra
it
L.
kept. Chris has been trying to make some thumbnails with the AI, and it keeps spelling everything messed up, and it has us looking like 70s gangsters, but it keeps putting devil horns on everything. In one picture were a couple of black guys.
Yeah, that one's great. So they're really realistic looking too. Do you have any of them on there? I don't think I have them on this computer. You should put a couple of them up at you should put a couple of them up from Discord or something. Showing people. Pretty funny.
Yeah, like I don't know if any of these are useful, but
Chris but they'll be entertaining to see on the stream anyway. I don't think they're any useful for anything, but I wouldn't actually. I managed to generate like this. Like this is my avatar there. I generated that with AI over like it took a ton of generations to get it there, but it's getting closer to actually looking like myself. I can't say it doesn't look like I look far too sexy there, but still, I mean, it looks a little bit like me. It took a long time to get to that though. Yeah, I had a couple of them that came out. I'm trying to make one for Jeff, but man, the make one for Jeff for some reason it's been a lot harder than getting one that looks like it's been a lot harder to get one that. And here's
the AI doesn't know what to do with me like all the other humans.
This is the other one I made. I made with the AI for myself. That one's pretty good too. It wouldn't put any white in my beard. It would give me either an all white beard where I looked like a wizard, or it gave me an all black beard. So.
What makes us feel warm and protected?
Our AI.
He's talking about how the AI doesn't let you talk about mafia or the mob or anything.
It's where there's been several prompts I put in that like it will reject, and I have no idea. It will actually use that same prompt like 4 times, and it'll make images for me, and then suddenly on the 5th time I try to read to make it do it again until I'm trying to get to a point where because usually the more times I do it, the more the closer it'll get to what I actually put in, and then suddenly on the 5th time it'll be like, so it'll tell me that there was words that it couldn't use, and I don't know why.
But this looks like a mystery show on BritBox or
that Lost
TV.
Connection. What is?
Did he lose connection? He made a thumb. Here, I'll show it to you.
Okay.
Actually, he made several. I'll send them to you on whatever Discord.
Okay. I tried to make NeuroJack a couple of them too, but the ones for NeuroJack, the pictures that NeuroJack sent were very, yeah, it does look like a show like that. Yeah, definitely, you're right. It looks like Peaky Blinders or some shit like that. There's a few of them where ChatGPT 4 actually managed to spell it right, but like it doesn't like. And a couple of them, it kind of looks like a trailer for like this one. Let's see if I can share this screen here. This one in particular makes it look like we're hosting we have like some like a cop show, but like we're kind of like that show Lucifer, but like where one of us is like
it's Supreme Court.
Yeah.
One of us is the bailiff.
Yeah. Like this one in particular, I thought looked like it totally looks like a.
Are you sharing it?
Yeah, I'm trying to, but like it won't. Oh, that's right. That's forgot. It's on Mac, and Mac is dumb. I have to minimize this window. and then it'll see it. Okay, there we go. Here, share that.
It's still not showing up.
Is it not? Okay, well. Now?
Nope. Are you sharing window or tab?
Window. Let me try it again. Nothing?
Nope.
Okay, well, I won't try that again.
That's so weird.
It must be a Mac issue. Macs, everyone's like, oh, Macs just work. Like, no, they don't. they work sometimes, but they don't just work. There's one that makes me look like Hunter S. Thompson, and the one that's supposed to be Jeff looks like a really muscular devil in like a doctor suit. I don't know like what that one's about either. It gives both. It gives us a lot of it makes me look like a really old man. Yeah, I wish I could. I don't know why it won't share the screen. That's so weird. It says the browser can't access the screen. Try capturing a different screen if this continues, and it just won't do it. Try that one more time, and then if not, I'll just share the entire screen because I don't have anything on here so it's sensitive. No, nothing. Yeah, it says browser can't access the screen. Huh. That's so weird. It seems like it's just a Mac problem because I never had that issue on I never had that issue whenever I was on the PC. Here, let me see. Will it show the entire screen? Will that work? And take that as a no. Yep, it says it can't do it. Okay, well, never mind then. I know. I have been able to share tabs. Oh, okay. So it opened it up in a now it opened up in a browser tab. So that should work then, because I've shared tabs before on this computer, but I've never tried to share a different window. So, here, that should work.
All right, now it shows up.
This is just one of them, like. And it doesn't because it opened this from Discord. It didn't like. See, if I go on here, I think if I go to Bing, if I just go to like the Bing AI chat thing, I think I could just bring up all the things that I had.
So was that Jeff on the right?
Supposedly, yeah.
Supposedly, yeah. I didn't say it was good. I said that's what it gave me. I didn't say it was good.
No, I wasn't critiquing the actual image. I was just I just liked how he was the devil or something.
Yeah.
Devil horns.
I was trying to.
Yeah, it keeps putting devil horn on everything. Like I don't know what prompt he's using, but it's probably the word Satan.
I told you one of the first pictures I used was an image of you with the antlers on from the Halloween episode. And it remembers things, and sometimes it will go back to using those antlers if it figures out you're trying to, if it thinks that you're using the same, like that you're trying to create the same kind of character from whatever. Even if I start a new prompt, it will try to incorporate things from the. And I swear to God, the Bing AI like image generation works so much better on my phone than it does on the computer. Like on the computer, it really doesn't work that great. I'm trying to figure out like how can I even see my history here? Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't have like on my phone. It's really simple because like I can just go to like I can just hit a button and it goes and it'll show all of my old images that I've created. Yeah, see, okay, now you guys can you guys see this?
No.
No, it's still sharing the tab.
Oh, it's a different image. Let's see.
Yeah, it's just it shouldn't be that. Oh wait, I'm sharing the wrong tab. Never mind. Here, let me share this tab.
Oh, come on! I wanted to see what kind of porno you're watching.
You would be disappointed. There's no porn in that one. I use if I'm going to do porn, I'm going to use the what do you call it, the foolproof privacy, private windows, man, private tabs. Those always work. Those keep you they keep you safe. Just kidding.
I love to be safe. So I tried to do it in Chat GPT as well. And for some reason, Mafia does not. I don't understand. Like, what are the clothes that they wear? Like a pinstripe suit, or like what fucking?
Try using like Al Capone or.
Okay. Yeah, I've gotten around it with things like that,
something
like
that communicates that look without using the word mafia.
Okay, weirdly enough, when I try to share my collections,
I mean, mafia is a real thing. It bothers me that it's censoring it out of GPT. I don't like being babysat that way.
And it's really irritating too, because like it'll tell you that it'll save like all of your past, like saving all your past images, stuff like that, but then it really won't. Some of them will just end up not being in there, and it's very frustrating. I don't know. The Bing AI thing clearly isn't, but it does. It has the best image generation that I've so far been able to find on any of these things that's free anyway. And if you run out of generations for the day, you can get around it by using the chat function. If you do the image generation through the chat function, you're unlimited. But if you try to go through the through its original, like through the image generation like specific thing, it'll only give you 30 generations per day before it will start like limiting you. So yeah, it won't let me share. It won't let me share my tab with my collections. I don't know why. Anyway, but I'll send them to you. I'll send them to you later, MoOse, so you can see like what the stuff I've been creating with it is. But I don't understand like why it's being such a freaking bitch.
Well, we can wrap up early. Hey, we've been gone for almost 2 hours, and
really, is it that long? I really missed being on the show yesterday. Like it bothered me that I couldn't dial in or anything, because like everywhere I was like I started to a couple of times, and then every time I would, then I would immediately get like the doctor would immediately come in. Like it would be like so slow to the point where I'd be like, oh fine, I'm just gonna dial into the show, and then they would show up. So
it was kind of a weird one, like it went from like, oh, how do you feel about homosexuality and nature and nurture? And then all of a sudden we're talking about gene editing. Oh, MoOse, how do you feel about gene editing? And then it's like, oh, well, I'm not really into that stuff. But oh, so you're okay with like, letting these little children live their lives, with
that's because
I
was in here kicking up his dust storm.
I'm like, damn, dude, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, man.
Yeah, he's one of our trolls, I guess.
He surely is, and an attention-seeking one that thinks that, I mean, Joshua Jones like thinks he's smarter than all of us too, but at the same time, he doesn't come across quite as smug to me. But maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me.
I don't think it's just you. I think we all feel it.
We're all what?
We all feel that he's a little smug, Mr. Joshua Jones.
Joshua.
No, I meant iFi.
Neither one of them bother me. iFi doesn't bother me at all.
They don't bother me. I just think that there's personality traits that they don't get. They don't.
Yeah, but I watch these people like implode or damage their own game with their personality characteristics. So all I have to do is just watch iFi sabotage his own self, and Joshua Jones too. That's why they don't bother. Like, they're not threatening to me because they're gonna use those traits to fuck up their own life and their own goals.
Here, share that, Jeff. Here's a.
Yeah, that looks just like our guest.
This is, I mean, like, once again, this is the way the this is the way the AI interprets my prompts. But and then there's a whole bunch of the ones that this is how many iterations I had to get to the ones that I actually liked of myself, and some of them look nothing like me. Some of them look like something entirely. And then there's like these that are just bizarre, like this one here, where Jeff has like full on deer antlers,
which I do have.
You can see it didn't even try to spell anything right here.
It looks more like a tree growing out of your head.
Yeah. Or that's where we're like little femboys.
This is definitely our
femboys.
panel at the bottom.
Yeah.
What is that gender thing that in the middle? The second one.
I don't know.
It's like an old librarian with a beard.
It's two femboys over lording over a panel of like old intellectuals and like like old like mystical scholars and stuff. I don't know what the hell I got from that. Here's one. Yeah, once again we're all femboys. Except for the one
it does
dude
look like
antlers.
there's a tree growing out of his head.
Yeah.
Again, the old people at the bottom, like that's the
For some reason
panel that we get on.
And so like every time I do it, like I'll just try to adjust like a word or something in like sometimes it's been very useful to adjust like a single word in the thing. I've noticed a good tip with if anyone's out there trying to generate images with the chat GPT Bing AI is here's the ones I really wanted to find. Is like look at click on one of the individual photos. If you see one that you like, click on the individual photo, and then it'll tell you how, because this isn't my this little like a description here. This isn't my prompt. This is the way it interpreted my prompt. Okay, so then I take the way it interpreted the prompt. If I find one that's getting closer to what I want, I take that prompt, I copy and paste that back into the chat GPT thing, and maybe change one or two of the like characteristics, and then generate it again. And then I keep doing that. I keep going back and looking the way that it phrases the prompt I put in, so that way I know how it thinks, and that way, and that's got me.
It took your chesty away in this one.
Yeah. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it makes me look like that. And I don't know who this is with two cigarettes out of either side of their mouth.
That's definitely me. I got a joint in each side.
Well, like one's a joint and one's clearly a cigarette because I can see a filter on it. So. And of course Jeff is a black-eyed, like just demon from hell.
That definitely looks like how I feel sometimes.
And there's this one where, like, of course Jeff's not the one that ever smokes, but so there's
I can't tell which one's supposed to be which.
So like
nice scarf.
Oh yeah, this one's nice. Wait, I love look at the reflections in my glasses. What the fuck is that?
It's it looks like something True Detective.
Yeah. It's so weird. So some of the ways that it ends up like interpreting you're interpreting what you're trying to do, it are just so bizarre. And like, because like down here, if I go far enough down, there are some that are just like, they're like, what the fuck? Like, how did that even like? Yeah, this was one. You can kind of see them in like the smaller. You can kind of see the smaller thumbnail.
That one's kind of cool right there with the Haji.
Why
in the
does
middle.
it make this black?
Yeah, I don't know. I if you don't specify white characters though,
because you're feeding it photos of us. Why would it?
Yeah,
like
it feels.
I like them. They look cool as hell.
Feeling creative. It's feeling creative, so it decides like maybe they're like look at this one with like look at the
yeah
look
that's
at your face,
that's our panel.
And
sure.
This is me clearly with like the two colored glasses and the long white beard and the Swami outfit, and then the devil is just there just hanging out. And like you're super happy about it. You've got a candle. You're just like dude. You are so happy about the candle, dude. And we've got skulls underneath our desk, and we've got two boom boxes here or something. And I mean, I don't know that this one.
Humans.
This probably should be our logo, even though it looks nothing like us. This is probably.
Hey, if you send me that one, I might be able to fix the text on that one because it's in such a place that I might be able to.
Yeah,
take off the text.
A lot of them I could fix the text on myself.
Who is that goofy guy in the back? Oh, this is.
Yeah, they get a little cringy, a little weird sometimes.
I like it. I like the brothers. I think that one has potential.
Here, one of us is Asian. Looks kind of like dude from.
That's you. You have the beard.
Yeah, And then here's you, like you're the logic, and then we have a succubus in between us. So I don't know where the succubus came from. Especially whenever I very specifically say 2 men only, and sometimes later on I had to like specify our I didn't want to be racist and like specify what color we're supposed to be, but otherwise I kept getting like ones like this that makes us look looks like an old slavery poster or something. I swear, this one is so bad. This one was maybe it won't even show it. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Is that Django?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking. Like it's like
I love your tattoos, though.
Right. My tattoos I don't have.
Some nice ones, and the little bow tie.
No, and this is totally going to be us in like 10 years, though. This is us in 10 years. Like
we'll still be here doing this.
Yeah, and you will actually have had the facial. You'll actually have to go through cosmetic surgery to actually look like this at that point.
Dear God, I hope not. I really hope not. He's fine the way he is.
I agree. Or if he grows a beard out, like maybe, and get some hair.
I can't grow. I've tried growing a beard before. I don't grow a good beard.
Hey, how'd you find a picture of me? Like that's me when I shave.
Yeah,
the one on the left.
Doesn't look that much like you.
It doesn't look like a 14-year-old boy.
And here once again, I'm a Swami because that's clearly what I look like. And we got little devils in the back there.
Elf Mafia.
So some of them are just like, and like all these. This is how many iterations I had to get to like the ones that I liked. I mean, these are just so many, and almost every one of these was me just trying to get it put white in my beard. I was just like, that's the only difference I was saying. I was saying, no, I need white in the beard. I need white in the beard. I need white in the beard. And it just kept giving me a dark brown beard. It does not like that idea at all. It's like I don't think you should have a white in your beard. These came out kind of interesting. These white ones, except this one is really weird because it looks like I don't have a nose. Really, I don't have a nose bridge anyway. So I look like some sort of alien creature. Yeah, that one. It's so disturbing.
There's something cuddly about it though, like an otter.
That one came out okay. If
that's too unrealistic. That looks like a mannequin, like how mannequins don't look like real people.
Yeah, I see that.
What's that little like emblem on your chest? Like
it's just my arrow
below the neck.
If you actually see on the camera here, like my username has actually been a Plague of Arrows for a long time. So I crafted this necklace out of like some other necklace that I found. Then I had this there's an arrowhead here, another arrowhead, and there's this long arrow. So like I just have like this arrow necklace. So I was trying to give it like the arrow necklace. It's really more of an experiment than anything for me. I'm trying to learn AI prompting, and this just seemed like a good place to start, I'm just trying to learn if I can actually if I can actually learn to talk the AI's language enough where I can get it to do what I want. But I'm finding that it's still going to be kind of hit and miss, or just kind of a shotgun scatter shot approach. This is when I was trying. I think I did show that one already. Never mind. This one, yeah, a lot of these look like they're from some cop show where it's like a hardball detective doing cases with the devil.
It kind of is. It kind of does feel like a cop show at times.
I mean, honestly, I like this one a lot. I like the way the background is done. I like the it's got like scientific like diagrams and probably occult symbols in there if I look close enough. And it's got like I like the feel of it. It has like it doesn't look anything like us, but yeah. But this is what you get whenever you spend way too much time and then there's this one who I don't know.
I'm one on the left looks more like you than any of them so far.
Thanks, dude. That's real sweet of you. Like the ugliest one I've seen so far.
I always know it's definitely not the ugliest one.
Here's another with a black lead on it, but that one's there's some of them where like we have like weird reflections in the sunglasses.
Hey, that's Hank. That's Hank O'Flynn.
Oh, you're right. It's even got kind of his hat. You're right. It's like Hank and me with a long white beard, and then Jeff is a devil again. And then we get down here like some of the strange. This one's great because we both have those. We both have like the contemplation hands going right here. We both were clearly doing something evil. Yes. And then
I think
the background.
That's definitely us.
And you know, and what's great about this one is that it's an accurate representation of our panels in the background for the most part. You know, you've got the absolute troll demons here. You've got the more intellectual looking people. You know. I don't know who this is. This is some sort of devil swami, and me and you were in a black guy. So, you know, but see, it actually can spell it right. Isn't that the weird thing? Outliers and Exile spelled right, but the image is just like, you know, I can't use this image. I can't edit that. The ones where it gets the text right are the ones that like I can't really do much with it.
I would love him as a guest.
But he always like the devil character is always like lording over us, like looking like he's like our master or something like that. You know, that's like, you know, like, well, clearly they're actually controlled by the devil. Have you seen their logo?
If we had any power over the devil or any power at all, we would have be monetized by now and having those subscriptions up.
Exactly. That's what I keep saying too. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Well, we're over 2 hours, so we can wrap it up and just do it again tomorrow. I'll be here.
Yeah. What are you?
Same time, etc. Like, take care of your rib.
Doom in only. Yeah. A good one, Jonathan. I appreciate that.
You know who.
Let's see. Oh, man, the chat. While I was doing that, man, the chat's just been going off. Like, why did nobody else come on? Like, what happened? Like, you got all these people in the chat. Nobody wants to come on and talk. Just all right. Well, I guess that's it.
They're just as good in the
right.
chat.
It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. I am a little out of it anyway. Tomorrow I gotta check the time. Let me see what time this stupid physical therapy thing is. They want me to go back to Vertigo physical therapy again, which I'm not really for because I don't think it's going to help. But they want me to go tomorrow. I'm going to check what time it's supposed to be. Because I don't see it being useful at all. But let me see.
I'm back, Chris.
Oh, hi, John.
Oh, welcome back. We were just wrapping up.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta fix my stinking audio.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll be here for the first few minutes, but then I'll be unless you want to start early tomorrow. Do you want to start like an hour early?
So your appointment's later in the afternoon?
It's 2:45.
I guess we could. Because tomorrow I have something to do in the afternoon, so I can only go a couple of hours. But if we start early, then I'll give an extra hour. Okay, we can do that. We'll do it at 1 p.m. Central tomorrow instead of 2 p.m.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do it 1 p.m. Central tomorrow, and I'll be on for about an hour, and then you guys can go for another hour after that or something, and then we'll wrap it up.
Good. Gives me something to do.
Okay. Well, it sounds like a plan then. We'll
do Chris, you was talking about earlier about a fella maybe going down and helping out a local AA spot. And I made that suggestion and was told that why do I want to waste my time on a loser drunk?
Who told you that?
I'm not going to say. I don't want to start slinging mud, but it shouldn't be too hard to figure out.
That's what we do here.
Mr. Utopia.
That's what I thought. That's what I was trying to clarify.
Yeah, because he felt he could save more people if he got to the top as opposed to helping one single man at a time.
How long ago was this?
Ooh, a couple of months ago.
Oh,
He got really mad at me when I said that. When I made that suggestion about starting small and working up towards big, at least helping. Because the way I look at it, if I've helped one person in my life, I've done something. If my goal is to save the world, I'm screwed.
Yeah, me too. What? Some of it's ego, no doubt.
I think so.
But ego and
Because
will to power.
yeah, there was a person that was in the same group that Jack was in when he first sobered up. That Margot Davy person that every now and then pops into his channel in his chat. She does, but yeah, she's told a few stories on him. Yeah, I I love the man dearly. I do. I just think he lives with his head in the clouds.
Yeah, he does. A lot of us do though.
Did Chris fall
yeah,
asleep?
I think yes, I think it's head in the cloud stuff too.
Yeah.
No,
But yeah, I made that suggestion a while back, and like I said, I got chastised for even making that suggestion. I mean, to me, that's the way most movements start off, other than a box of X-Lax. But you got to start off. You got to start off at a small level and build up momentum. Last time I checked, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I agree. That's been my point the whole time. But I don't know. There is definitely something in the air here lately, though. I swear, there's a lot of people that are talking a lot of like shit and a lot of anger going around that I don't even fully understand where it's coming from. And
I blame it on the isolationism that we've suffered the last 2
I know,
3 years.
Sure, but that hasn't been an issue until here, like this last week. I don't know what's going on this last week. I mean, like I've gotten. I mean, I've never seen. I mean, okay. For example, if you're still out there, machine, I would love to talk to you about this like in person. But like I find it extremely strange how angry you are at Mitchell whenever you let TBE back onto your stream numerous times after he like went out his way to like to attack your family and shit. Like, I find that really weird to me. Like I'm like you're mad at this guy, but like these other guys that like that went out of their way to like not just attack you but attack the family. I mean, I personally don't give a shit if people attack me. Like I don't care. Like people attack me if they want to, but attack my family, that's a whole different situation. Like then I'm likely to go nuclear on you. You know, I don't like I don't like hypocrites. I don't like hypocrisy. I don't like things like that. But I mean, I don't
Yeah,
think that it's like I don't think that it's like.
This is just in general. You can't claim you're on a spiritual hilltop, but yet get into these massive fights with people, if that makes any sense. And I'm not talking about TML.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about in general.
I don't understand most of the drama that I see on here. So it's nothing unusual to me.
I don't know if it's entertainment or lack of interaction with the human race that drives it.
People are predisposed to interpret things in certain ways. And once they get locked into those perceptions, and it happens lightning fast, the narrative builds up around it, and that becomes reality for that emotionally.
Yeah.
That's what all the emotions, like the narrative, all the emotions get filtered through.
And all these conspiracy theorists and whatnot, I think a lot of it just has to do with information overload.
I've heard,
just
I've heard that theory.
So much so fast.
And not knowing how to process it and make sense of it quickly enough or thoroughly enough.
Yeah, and granted, I'm no rocket scientist by any stretch of the imagination, but nor am I a dumb hillbilly hick either.
Oh, you're definitely not that, but none of this is rocket science either, so you don't need to be a rocket scientist.
I mean, I got an electronics degree. I taught college. I've worked on top
You did a
secret
lot more than I have.
projects.
You actually have a degree
Yeah.
and actually taught class. I mean, dude, you're way past me. So like, you got nothing to worry about, dude. I respect your opinions, your intelligence. I think you're a good faith dude, and you've always been a good friend of this show. And I don't understand people that like. I mean, if you came on here and like we were talking about some stuff about like, we want to accomplish this and that, and you were to like say like, actually ask us the same kind of common sense questions that people ask Talcott and stuff like that, I would answer them. I would answer them, and if I couldn't answer them, I would say, you know what, you're right, I don't have an answer for that. And
yeah,
that's the difference between our show, I think, and a lot of the other shows, that whenever people question the host on other shows, they just get mad. And they're like, well, how dare you question the host? I'm the host of the show, kind of thing. And like, I just don't. Question me because I want to refine my ideas. I want to get better. And I don't care. Oh, go ahead.
One of my shortfalls, I think, is I'm one of these people. I don't like to beat around the bush. I want to get straight to the meat and potatoes instead of doing the dance. Just to get to the point.
Not the same way.
I have a short timer on that kind of approach. If you want to call me an asshole, call me an asshole. Don't take 30 minutes to call me an asshole.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's just like, just say it. And I do. There are a lot of people that like that have tons of long, lengthy preludes to everything that they're trying to make, and it's very difficult on shows when you have multiple people talking and stuff like that, because other people are going to jump in, they're going to take the mic, they're going to interrupt that, and then the point never gets made, so it ends up making the person that's trying to make the point look bad because they had a lot of prelude with no actual point, and blah blah blah, and it goes on and on and on.
Well, I know the past 2 or 3 nights. Oh, pardon me. That there's been late night discussion, and Jack was invited to join. And every time, instead of taking the conversation as a conversation, he took it as a personal hit, got mad, and left instead of sticking around and discussing what's going on. And you don't get no resolve by that. Talk it through and finish it out, as opposed to, but yet come back time after time and want to interject and not expect any pushback.
Yeah, but can you imagine what those panels would be like if they put this behind once and for all? There'd be nothing to talk about.
Except for ideas
and issues and actual substantive things.
Yeah, but that's not like. I don't think it's going to happen, because I think some other conflict's just going to come and take its place, because that's the norm. Like I notice those kind of patterns, and that is the norm on these streams, the conflict pattern.
I'm trying to find places to go that doesn't have the conflict, because I got enough conflict in my life. I'm looking for something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly,
I don't like a lot of pointless conflict. If there's going to be conflict, like, do something with it.
You mean legitimate?
I mean, until something else comes up, I will say, like, at least for me, in terms of my intentions going forward for like tomorrow and beyond, this is the last stream I have any intention of talking about Talcott or any of this other stuff. This like streamer bullshit nonsense. I have no interest in it anymore. I didn't have much interest in it in the first place, and I've gotten quite bored with it. So, if something new comes up, we'll discuss it, because like, it's pointless not to discuss it when it's what everyone wants to discuss. Like we can't control the fact that that's what everyone wants to talk about. But yeah, I have no interest in talking about any of this drama shit and any of this current drama stuff. I have no interest in talking about any way going forward. I find it to be. It's non-productive, and it's not building community or anything. I like, as long as we can be a moderator type influence where we can like try to like make sense between people. But
we have Stream Court too that we offer. Anybody can come in.
I mean, I know why
King of
MoOse
the
is the
Caves.
way he is because I met him in real life. I mean, poor guy's only 4'11".
Okay.
That was a
Is that
joke.
okay?
He's not that. He's not that short. He's a good guy though. He's got a nice wife, nice child, good people.
I'm not saying I'm better than all of you. That's not my point. I said I'm bored with it. I was engaging with it
John
today
just has
just
an
like anybody
insecurity
else.
complex. I mean, an inferiority complex.
I am not saying I'm better than anybody. I'm just saying that I'm just gotten bored with like this particular like line of like this particular storyline or even this arc of drama about how Talcott is this and that and like and how this I'm tired of it. I don't think it's getting us anywhere. If Talcott wants to come on and litigate some of this stuff between some of the people that have problems with him, then that's fine. But in terms of talking about it just like in general, like I don't have any interest in it. Like if we're going to confront these sort of things, we confront directly with the people that have issues. You know, if TML wants to come on and confront Mitchell and litigate that shit out, then I'm down with that.
Yeah, I already tried that.
But TML didn't actually come on though. Did he do it yesterday?
But I can see Jeff with a robe on.
I didn't miss.
I have a robe.
Oh yeah, no, he has the robe and everything.
It's a cultist robe, but it's a robe.
I saw it. I've seen it.
So yeah, I mean, like I think that'd be a fun thing to do, and it actually might be useful to truly like try to actually moderate. And like Jeff is an expert. He's actually was employed as a conflict resolution expert, so it's something he's actually good at. What are you talking about? I don't want you to watch your show. Did I say that? What?
I don't get that. I'm confused on that one.
I didn't. Yeah,
Wait,
I didn't
what?
say anything about
Jonathan, what are you trying to start? What's going on? We're sitting here talking about bullshit drama, and you're giving us an example of it.
Yeah, I don't even know what you mean by that. I didn't say that I didn't want people to watch the show. I just said that I was like I didn't feel like we were getting anywhere.
Oh, is he saying that people are watching it for the Talcott drama?
For the drama in general?
And if we stop talking about it, if we want people to watch our show, we have to give them what they want.
Okay, well,
I don't know.
I'm not about to be audience captured, so.
You know, and if Jack would just give us some base information to go on, that would be fine.
And the reason Jack's name comes up is this all the time is the same reason Joshua Jones comes up, because they are representatives of a more extreme view. Just like when we need an example of a troll, we pull up Tommy. When we need an example of a leftist utopia, Jack is the easiest name to pull up. And so I think he comes up a lot of times in the context of some of these political conversations we have where we talk about communism and socialism and anti-capitalism. It's natural to bring Jack in as an example of that because he's the one that's branded himself that.
Well, and he had that guest on last night. His name was Richard something.
Oh, from New Zealand?
The New Zealand
guy.
No money.
You know?
No money, no money, no money.
It's just a tool. It's a form of trading value is all it is. Yep. I mean, I worked in a steel mill for 27 years. I'll guarantee nobody will volunteer to go do that hard work like that. Not on a volunteer basis, just to get a loaf of bread.
I hear you.
But that's just my viewpoint.
No, I hear you. I think that's you're right. I mean, it's just like people aren't going to volunteer to clean up shit and stuff like that. They aren't going to do that. Like somebody has to pay them, or they have to get some sort of incentive out of it. They're not going to do it just because like, well, no one else is doing it, so I guess I have to. There might there might be one or two people that would, but not enough to actually keep society running. You know.
And not everybody has a green thumb to grow their own food.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, some people just.
I'm one of them. I'm not good with growing plants. I've tried helping my mom's garden and stuff, and I've killed plants for her. I don't even know how I did it. I mean, I did the same thing. I was following her exact, like I was copying something what my mom was doing, and my plants died, and I don't know why. I was really trying too. It wasn't like I wasn't into it or something like that. I was really trying to learn. I wasn't good at it, so I don't know. I can't fully.
And then when they were talking about having re-education, it sounded almost like re-education camps in order to get everybody on board, and I have a problem with that.
Yeah, because that's what
I do too.
Yeah, that's what the.
I mean,
that's what all the fascists and the Nazis and everything. That's what they all did. I mean,
yeah.
And you know, a lot of people a lot of times don't come out of those camps. They never leave them. So that's not a good thing. You know, I don't think there's a single example in society when people have been put through re-education. Where now I do believe in education in general, but voluntary education. I think it should be voluntary. They should want to be educated. If someone wants to learn something, they should have access to. Yeah, I kind of figured that's what you were saying, Jonathan. I kind of figured that's what you were doing. I just wasn't quite sure because I was confused about the comment, man. I didn't understand where it came from. I do take most of the thing you say in jest, but still, I mean, you did say LOL right before that. So I get it, but I'm just saying, like, I was just generally confused about that particular comment. I was like, when did I say that?
I know last night that MoOse and Sasquatch brought up 2 articles about 2 cities or communities that attempted the utopian dream, and they had actual articles of how it failed on every single level. And Jack said, discounted that because he said, no, it's because it wasn't pushed on a worldwide scale. Even though
you have to push it, that's authoritarianism. That's what we tried. Yeah. He evaded last night.
And not to mention the fact that name one single quote unquote initiative, whatever you want to call it, that's ever worked on a worldwide global scale. Name one.
I mean, I watched the Chaz here in Seattle.
Thank you, MoOse. You're right. The utopian society approach.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying, but like, if he's saying that it's not because it wasn't from a global scale, just name me one example of a global initiative that's ever worked on, that's ever gotten every even country to agree. And that's not like saying every single citizen of those countries, just the governments of those countries to agree to a single thing. I mean, if you couldn't get every country, you got the leaders from every country in this world together into one room and have them decide on one kind of pizza, you wouldn't be able to get them to agree. So, like, how do you expect them to agree on an economics, on things as complicated as an economic system like that? It's an absurd idea. I mean, but you can create communities. That's what you can do. You can create communities. You can build communities. You can have places that actually encourage, free speech and growth and things like that, and actually offer education and offer people to learn things that can help them better their lives, voluntarily speaking. You can do that sort of thing.
MoOse even asked a question of Jack last night. If you can't even explain your proposition to the 6 people that were on panel where they could understand it, how is 400 whatever it is representatives and 100 senators going to understand it?
And not to mention the 8 billion people on the planet.
Yes. If you can't make 6 people understand what your plan is, because what you got is the far-fetched idea with no plans to succeed.
With no initial step that everyone could even begin to agree on. I mean, and especially if your proposition is something as vague as like, well, we all need to be more gracious, or we all need to be have clearer minds, or we all need to do. I mean, like those are
that was a non-answer. That was no answer.
Yeah, it's not an answer at all. I'm saying that those are such vague concepts that, like, every single person in that room, just in that chat, could have had a completely different idea of what those things mean. You need solid things that everyone basically, or you have to use common language where everyone is actually like can understand like what you're talking about and understand, okay, so if we do this, then the outcome is, if we do thing A, then the outcome is out, then the outcome will be outcome X. That's the things you need to do. And it's like, and even those things are going to have problems, but at least you have something to start from, as opposed to vague concepts. And like vague concepts just don't get you very far. Even in philosophy, they don't get you very far. Look how specific, like, like the classic philosophers got with their theories and their ideas about the world. They didn't even they weren't even that vague at all. They were very specific and very, and they fought with each other, and they evolved their ideas over time and everything like that. But anything that's like that vague, it has no legs to it. It has no body. It has no substance. It needs to have some kind of corporeal influence to actually make a difference. And I don't see it in any of those.
I agree with all of that, but I don't see why people take it seriously or why it has the effect on them that it has. I like, people think all kind of wild things.
Yeah, I guess because I want to support those people. I want to support I want them to be able to, I want to try to contribute the best I can to try to refine. Just like I said, I want people to question me. I want people to ask me questions and ask me questions about my ideas.
Well, I thought you said you were bored of it.
I'd say that's what I'm saying. Like after today, like starting tomorrow, I have no intention. I mean, if it comes up, I guess maybe I'll just be quiet or something when it comes up. But
or just change the subject.
Change the subject or something, because I mean, if something new comes up that's actually substantive that needs to be spoken about, we will. But in terms of this initial, this general, just general, I don't like the idea of, I feel like I'm just shit talking, and I don't want anyone to think that's the case, because I really have no interest of shit talking anybody. I do like Jack. I like Jack Talcott. You can clip that and save it. I like.
Did you look at the? Did you look at the title of today's show?
He's streaming in half an hour, by the way.
What's the title, Jeff?
Let's see. Realizing the Christic or Christic with Jack and Openish panel. Okay. And it was inspired by a video that is that him? Someone put him on the cover of Chief Executive Magazine. Talcott Foundation for World Peace.
I don't know. Maybe if we really want to do these, if we really want to talk about the drama stuff, maybe I'll start doing. Maybe since I put up that channel, as an overflow for this for when Jeff can't. Maybe I'll start doing an Outliers and Exiles After Dark stream. And
we can do one tonight. I'll be around.
We could do an After Dark stream where we'll just be real. We'll just be total drama.
Live in fantasy.
Yeah, it'll be total drama horrors, and we'll just talk about all the drama stuff or something. I just would rather use this space for something more constructive, because we've been doing a good job of doing that, and I think that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to derail. I was just trying to highlight a subject.
That's not towards you, Chuck. That's just, I mean, in general, I don't know. Somebody just sent me a Discord message saying that what is Outliers now just a drama stream? And I was just I haven't responded to them yet, but I don't.
It's whatever people bring to it. If they want to talk philosophy, they can come and talk that. If they want to talk drama, that's what they're going to come.
Yeah, I was just responding to a comment Chris had made earlier in the show, and I didn't have a chance to then.
Oh no, and I appreciate Chuck. None of your comments have been like that at all. I absolutely appreciate everything you're saying. Okay, I don't take that as that was not directed at you.
Okay.
It wasn't directed at anybody really in specific really right now. I just I think it's just the overall vibe. I don't want it to turn that way. That's all.
Besides, anyway, all the channels have been drama streams lately. They've been going from it happened on Float Machine, and Mitch went to Flo's channel and fought and had their drama. Joshua Jones took his drama.
Oh God, yeah.
It's been going on. It doesn't matter which panel you go on. They're all drama panels right now.
That wears me out.
Me too.
I like learning things.
All Unslave comes and bombs or disrupts Jacks, etc., etc. I think as far as drama goes, we're at least trying to make it constructive on this one and resolve.
We tried to,
yeah. Neutral.
I don't know why none of the people that actually have the beefs and stuff like that won't actually they're in the chat, but they won't actually come on here and actually talk. I mean, at least MoOse did. At least MoOse came on and, and brought up his clip.
you seen what happened when I went to Jack. I was talking to somebody else about something else, and Jack took it as an attack on him. So he asked me to come up, so I went up just so he could kick me off. And I'm like, oh, I don't understand it. You want me to explain myself, but you throw me in the back room, and then you kick me. It's like you can't have it both ways.
I just leave people like that alone. Like I guess I learned very early you can't change people. So if you don't like something about
No,
them,
you can only change yourself.
just go find another person that doesn't have.
And that's the message I was trying to give Jack before was you can give them all the tools and lay them at their feet, but it's up to them to pick up the tools and do the work. You can't make them do anything on a personal level. It has to be
unless you want to hold a gun to their head, unless you want to be an authoritarian, you want to actually be the person that's forcing that, and then they're never going to do the work right.
Jack, even if he had a gun.
I'm gonna have to pull the trigger.
I don't know. He did work for the Postal Service, so we don't know that he wouldn't pull the trigger. Going postal.
And he was in the military.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, exactly. I don't go on panels that I don't enjoy. Like if I'm on them and Paul or Tommy is disrupted, I don't even go on them.
Yeah, I seen you left last night, Jeff. I didn't even see you.
Well, they started talking about sports, and I didn't have anything to say.
Yeah, I was lost.
Montague.
I was lost on that
one.
What's
his name? Monograph.
Yeah. All right, guys. I guess since we were
I'm gonna go ahead and jump off. I got to make another pit stop. It was good talking to you boys. Keep up the good work. I appreciate it.
We appreciate you too, Chuck.
MoOse, thank you again, everybody.
Hopefully see you tomorrow. Hopefully see everybody in there tomorrow. I hope everybody that's in the chat. I hope you keep coming back. We really do. I genuinely care about the people in the chat here, except for like the few really actual disruptive trolls that just want to like spew hate. I mean, but every one of you that actually interacts with us and is actually trying to add something to it, man.
We love all of our trolls. I've said before we have the best trolls.
We do. We really do. I mean, yeah, I have love for everybody in their chats and everybody that's like, that's involved in all this stuff. I mean, I miss the people that don't show up anymore. Like when Lib came back for a couple of days and he disappeared again. And like I miss the guy. I miss Lib. I miss and like that's the reason I guess I got a little sense about iFi too, because like I knew, because like I'll miss him on the stream and stuff like that.
You get very attached very easily.
I guess I do. But I've always been a very community-driven person, so I mean, that's kind of part of it, though. Anyway, so good night, everybody.
Well, yep.
If you're in the Discord, if we do a surprise stream or something, that we'll announce it in the Discord. So.
Yeah, and if you needed an invite to the Discord, just get with me or Chris. We can give it to you. I
will totally send that to you. I have Discord invite powers. So.
All right. Well, until tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow's at 1 p.m. Central. We're going to do an hour early. So we'll see you in less than.
And I'll only be here for the first hour. So if anybody wants to come on, talk shit about me, you're welcome.
Yeah, save all your get all your questions in for Chris the first hour.
I'm saying if you just want to come talk shit about me, just do it after I leave. You can do it after I leave. That way you don't have to worry, because iFi, he didn't want to come on because he was afraid Chris was going to be angry and attack him.
I don't think that's he was ready to talk to you yesterday.
No, he said he said in the chat he thought it was a trap. He thought it was a trap. He thought that I was
what is anybody going to do to anybody?
I think he thought maybe
I
think maybe he thought I was I was like hiding in the back, and as soon as he came on, I was gonna like jump out and be like, "Ha, gotcha."
Oh my god,
it's serious. Anyway, good night, everybody. I'll talk to you on Discord, Jeff. Later. Bye.
Where is my mouse? There it is. Okie doke. See you tomorrow. 1 hour earlier. Bye.